Welcome back, everybody, to your favorite wrestling podcast, the Monday Night Wave. We're in episode 8, and it is your boy, one of your co-hosts, one of your hosts, Jay, aka the producer, aka the wrestling lover, aka Mr. Money in the Bank. Anywho, as usual, we're gonna pass it off to my partner here. Go ahead and take it away.
Welcome, everybody, and happy 316 day. Can I get a hell yeah? Oh, thank you. All right. And speaking of that, it's your boy, your mother's favorite heel, the wild card, the king of gorgeous. It is Hero. And Loneston 316, I got a question for you, brother.
Go ahead. Yeah. What you got?
What do you want to pod about? Ooh, actually, before you get into the question, can I set some ambiance real quick?
Go ahead, do you?
All right. I'm just gonna be some background music. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all pronouns of all respectable listening ages, it is the Monday Night Waves Wrestling Trade Federation, aka who you trading for, brother? Now, Jay, tell the audience the rules and stipulations of this week's question.
Okay. This is your host, J.A. Smith, and we got a couple trades that we're doing. Anywho, question of the week was trading 5 mid-carders from AEW to WWE. So, in the spirit of free agency in the NFL, we're like, this is perfect time to do this. Yeah. So, without further ado, we have 5, maybe even 6 mid-card swaps. So basically people that we think will do pretty well in the other promotion and vice versa. In particular, mines are not necessarily trade for trade, but just more so of a group that I think would fit over there. So I don't really have 1 versus or 1v1s. And because I know you got a better list, I'm gonna go first because your list is always great.
Oh, well, thank you.
So for my 5 to send to WWE, I'm going to start off with Ethan Page. Now, Ethan Page is also a really dope wrestler, but also a super toy collector. Go check out his toy vlogs. They will make you want to go find some retro 90s shit. But Ethan Page has great mic skills, and I think that he's a better charismatic wrestler than actual in-ring performer, and that's not to take anything away from him. I just think that his mic skills and the way he portrays characters would definitely fit and benefit from a larger production kind of standpoint. Next up, I'm sending Wheeler Yuta as one of those NXT climb up kind of guys. I think you could put Wheeler Yuta in the situation of the Tricks, the Mellows, the Ilyas. I think he'll definitely be one of those ones that you can throw in a future, Mania. Third one. What you got? What?
I mean, he has the charisma of a wet paper towel, but
but we can work around that. They'll find something. WWE would create a character. They'll figure something out. You know that.
Yeah.
Third one is Wardlow, for the exact same reason. As far as they'll find a character for you. He'll fit the whole Braun Strowman kind of stereotype of just big muscular meathead going around pounding somebody. Pause. It sounds crazy. And then last but not least, I'm sending the Guns over. I think the Guns fit the heel kind of tag team S that I've seen in WWE before. Maybe not so much as far as I said the wrestling aesthetic, but as far as characters, they're great fucking characters, and I think that that would fit their profile over there. Now, taking away from the WWE and sending to AEW, and once again, these are mid-carders. I didn't know where we put this guy, because at moments he's a mid-carder, at sometimes he's a high-caliber player. Shinsuke. I think Shinsuke would do really well in AEW. I think, just the whole connections with the New Japan and all his buddies are over there. I think that'd be kind of dope to see. Ricochet is another one I'm sending over. I like Ricochet a lot. I do think that AEW kind of gets a lot of their pops off of like high flying spots. So a lot of those flips and jumps and shit like that they rely on. I think Ricochet can do that.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne, aka Butch, or formerly known as Butch, just one of those aggressive wrestlers that fits. He fits the Pac mold of just like one of those like hard hitting like small dudes who can just really throw down.
Nice.
Gargano, same thing. Just indie wrestler, like is in his blood. Like he fits the style. He can do the style that they want him to do. And this wild card I'm throwing in does not necessarily fit the wrestling aesthetic of AEW. I just want to see him in a better spotlight, and that's Theory. I don't think Theory has like the chops yet, or respectfully, I haven't seen the chops, like metaphorically speaking. But I do think that Theory can definitely create a character for himself and really pop off. In the same vein of like a Daniel Garcia, I think if Danny can figure it out, and no knock to Danny, I think Theory could also be one of those ones that can figure it out and like be a top star. Yeah, there goes my swaps. Go ahead and blow me away. I know you got some crazy in your list, but just bear with me and don't go too wild, bro.
I'm not going. No. I tried to keep it tame. I did mine's 1-for-1 trades.
Okay, I like this.
Yeah. All right. So, man, I wish I would have got everyone's height and weight. I would have really went out with this character. So for my first trade, I'm gonna go Konosuke, my boy Take. I'm trading the Alpha.
Suit.
Yep. And I'm swapping him with Apollo Crews. I think that's a good trade. They're both buff. Apollo Crews can do athletic shit. Also, he could do flips. He could lift people. I think that's a fair trade. Yeah, so I'm gonna take Konosuke.
Scamming.
I'm not scamming. I think that's a fair trade.
Scamming.
Apollo
is scamming over here.
Apollo doesn't do much, and he's his mic skills isn't the great. I mean, his Nigerian character was the best mic stuff, but like we talk about, promos aren't super heavy needed on that brand. So, and he has the physique, and they could just use another black guy. I mean, why not?
It's fleecing.
I think that's a fair trade.
I got this Chick-fil-A, but I'll give you this chicken sandwich from PPS.
Okay, which one's the chicken sandwich from PPS? You call it Apollo
in this situation, Apollo. I don't like first. I don't like. I should have picked a better analogy. I don't like comparing black men to chicken sandwiches. But in this situation. Cruz is the one that you definitely fleecing, but come on, keep going. I want to hear more.
Oh man, I don't think I'm fleecing. All right, so for the second one, I'm trading Will Hobbs.
Okay,
and this is for Will Hobbs. I'm saying you proverbially. I would give you Eric, the Viking Raider. You can take Valhalla with him, and honestly, I would even throw in Luke Gallows for free. And
I'll take that.
Those three, and I want Will Hobbs. All right, yeah,
I'll take that. We can work that out,
and it works because now you guys got Apollo Crews, so you still have a big black Jack guy. It works out. Okay, for my third pick, I will trade Daniel Garcia for JD McBighead. He's good on the mic. He's better on the mic than Daniel, and he's better in the ring than Daniel, in my opinion. And I think he would be a good addition to them. And then we send Daniel. He can get his craft up, and if he wants to return, he can return. But I think that's a fair trade. I like that one too.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
And with the ladies, I'm going to go Chris Statlander for Nikki Cross. Now, hear me out.
Here we go. We was doing so well. We was on the same page.
Nikki is good on the mic. She is suitable in the ring. She is a Money in the Bank winner. She is a women's champion, and she's like a 2-3 time WWE tag champion. I think it is a fair trade to switch the former alien with the former superhero crazy lady.
Actually, you know what? If I get the insanity, like the insane Nikki, I'm good with that. We can do that. Don't give me superhero Nikki, but if I get the crazy one that was feared, we can work that out.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And for my last one, my honorable mention, because I need my boy back. I will trade Malachi Black for Sheamus.
Okay.
And I think
That's where we hang up the phone.
no. Sheamus is a multi-time world champion.
No, Sheamus is a banger. Don't get it twisted. Sheamus is solid, but
and he could put on bangers. Give me I want Malachi
banger
back.
after banger after banger. Yeah, I feel
Free my man's.
We trading. I'm a counter. I want Drew. Drew for Malachi.
Oh hell no. I wouldn't do that.
The funny part about this, bro, is this is how those GM conversations be going. It's two dudes just trying to fleece each other, and then like somebody's like, "Hell no, I ain't doing that shit," and just hang up the phone. This is exactly how the GMs work. This is funny.
I really wish wrestling could do trades like this, just so those conversations could be had. Because it's like, it's like, oh man, I want Roman. I'm like, you have to give me half your roster for Roman, my nigga. Like, what are we talking about? Shit like that. But
you want Roman? Give me half your TV rights.
Yeah, no, I need. Yeah, I want the royalties from Woo Wings. I want.
Tony, I need fucking season tickets to the games. Like, what, you want Roman? We got to throw something else up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's funny. That also should be a skit. Like, we should do that. We should plan that offline and like figure out some kind of skit because that's fucking funny.
All right, but hell yeah. All right, well, let's get into the news. You want to? Okay. We'll just start off somber real quick. Get it out the way.
For sure.
So it was reported yesterday, as in Friday, if not late Thursday, that Angelo Dawkins, his mother passed away. I'm not sure from what, but got to send our condolences to the Dawkins.
Definitely send our condolences over there for sure, man. That's tragic.
Yeah, and then Jay Lethal, another guy, he lost his mother the other week as well. It sucks. Just losing people sucks. So condolences to
it is, and everybody processes it differently and whatnot. I'm just sending like healing and prayers and thoughts to them, man, because like that shit is like it'd just be unbearable.
Yeah. All right. Whew. All right. Sides out of the way, you guys. All right. So next thing, and this just came out also, and it's pretty cool, interesting news from what it's worth, and that is during WrestleMania weekend on April 4th, Shayna Baszler will make her GCW debut, as she will have a match at their pay-per-view or promotion, Bloodsport. It's called Bloodsport.
Bloodsport.
So that's cool. That's a random partnership that no one saw coming. GCW's kind of stinky, but they do still. I mean, just like every promotion, there's talent, and there's talent in every promotion.
There is.
Yeah, and it's just cool to see WWE working. Like, I mean, it started the other year, like when Shinsuke was able to fight
with Muda.
Yeah, Muda, do the thing with Muda.
That shit was great
and stuff like that. And I feel, I mean, it's too soon to say, WWE and AEW will finally work together at some point. But it's moments funny. It's things like Forbidden Door and small things like this where that is plausible.
I'm gonna go out and say the Tony effect is working. I'm glad like this has opened up. I think that like had we not had AEW, I don't think this would have happened. It may have happened, but I think that with like Forbidden Door and people going to CMLL, like it's just open up wrestling to where like at any given moment anybody can pop up anywhere.
Yeah.
What's also kind of crazy. Go ahead, my bad.
No, I was gonna say also Vince being gone helped. I would say both those things. But yeah,
heavily.
Vince would have never really truly allowed.
Hell no, Vince is nah. But the funny part about it, to where you were like, the AEW WWE crossover, it's not gonna. It should happen. I think it should happen, but I don't know if it will happen. But however, for this pay per view in particular, there is AEW talent also like booked on this pay per view. So you're gonna have AEW talent working with, or in the same arena as WWE talent, working this GCW event in Philadelphia the weekend of WrestleMania, which is fucking amazing. Like, if you love wrestling, it's the best time to get in, bro. This is great.
Yeah, and they're all going to be at Wale Mania either, and we you talked about it on one of the episodes, but all that tribalism shit, that's mostly besides TK
internet shit.
But yeah, that's all just internet random people who don't leave their basements and are people who want to be influencers and all this shit. Like, all those wrestlers are friends. A picture of Swerve and Carmelo just came out today.
Yep, I
And
saw that. I love that shit.
yeah, no, I liked it too because Swerve. One of the reasons I didn't like Swerve was because he was a couple years ago he was sneak dissing on Carmelo and a couple other black athletes. But seeing them together in a pic, I'm like, okay, cool. That's all good shit. And we talked about Ricky Starks being in the dungeon with Natalie, and just shit like that. Yeah, just shit like that. So all these wrestlers are friends.
Even Bailey, Trent, Tamina watching the Mercedes Mone debut, like they were there. Like
Naomi was there too.
Yeah, like bro, like they all friends, bro. Like the only people picking up on this weird beef shit is the internet community, the internet wrestling community. Like
these people, the journalists, the fake journalists, all that other shit.
And that's the thing, like, if, I don't know, push come to shove, bro, I think, like, especially if our brand grows to where I hope it does, I just for us to remain as neutral as possible would be solid. That'd be kind of cool.
Absolutely.
One thing I want to pull from, like, the news is that I believe it came out that Bray is not planned to be in the Hall of Fame this year. And I wanted to get your thoughts on how do you feel about, like, Bray Wyatt not being inducted?
I'm fine with it. Only because his family's being inducted. Like WWE, they're still sending all the merchandise money and stuff to the family. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. It doesn't have to be
absolutely.
It doesn't have to be the same year. So I think we're fine. I don't think it's one of the. It's one of my, just relax, you guys. It doesn't have to happen immediately this year. It could be next year. Maybe they felt like it was too soon. Maybe that's why they didn't want to do it right now. But no, he's going to be there. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I think that, like, you would want, like, your family to do the intro, right? And I think it's just also it's way too soon. I think, like you said, he will be in it, of course. But you gotta let people process, the grieving, how they want to process, and that doesn't take a year. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes it's not at all. So, like, just let the family go through what they want, man. Like, I'm pretty sure WWE approached them with the idea, and they probably have their reasons for not pushing through, the family at least. So yeah, just hold off. It's gonna happen, and we'll definitely get the Firefly Funhouse in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, if not next year, he will probably be in the year after that. I think within the next 2 years, he will be in. There's no rule saying you got to put someone in there immediately.
Nah,
and, yeah,
we all know the real ones know.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Let's see what else we got in the news.
Came out that Darby Allin broke his foot.
Oh yeah.
In this last match against Jay White, thus postponing his Mount Everest trip.
Divine intervention, bro. Like, there's no way that, like, I would not take that as a sign to where, like, I'm supposed to climb this mountain. And my last match before I go off on this vacation, I break my foot. I'm not climbing that mountain. This was happening. This happened on purpose.
You see, like, some of you, there's people saying it's divine intervention. I think it's just pure, unadulterated, dumb luck. Because if he didn't wrestle like a fucking moron, he wouldn't have gotten hurt. Thus, he could have went on that trip. The man did a coffin drop onto the hardest part of the ring with nobody there. And then
you got it all
2.5 days before that, he jumped 15 feet off of a fucking ladder into tempered plated glass.
Nah, you got it all wrong, man. Now, God told him to do that coffin drop on nobody. That's what God said. Go ahead, my son.
No, Darby.
Nobody's gonna be there. We're not gonna catch you.
And you know what really pisses me off? DT, which, oh, by the way, his name is David now. I don't know if you knew this or not, but he apparently has
David?
Apparently he has some French, Portuguese ancestry. We gotta delve into that.
David sound like somebody in the trap talking about COVID. That mean, what do you got, David? Like, no,
it's David.
I'm gonna talk to him about that. That's funny.
Yeah. It's wild. We got to talk about it. But yeah, so apparently he sent it to me last night. Darby and I have the same fucking birthday, and I'm like, no wonder It all made so much sense to me. And I was like, bro, like that's why.
Oh,
That's
shit,
why.
bro. That's
It's like
that's great.
and it's like, okay, I see it because we both don't give a shit about stuff. We both don't give a
About
shit about a lot of things. But see, I try not to give a shit about things like that stress me out. He just doesn't give a shit about life.
Oh shit, bro. That's funny. That's fucking comedy. It's like
Man,
we have the same birthday. It makes so much sense now.
I'm
We
2
both
years
don't give a fuck
older.
about nothing.
No, yeah, I'm 2
That's
years older, and I will
hilarious.
definitely be walking longer than him because this empty-headed dumb fuck, if I may quote CM Punk, uh, whether it's intervention, whether it's luck, man, I was fully
Whatever the
convinced
case
that
may be.
yeah, whatever the case may be, I was fully convinced we were seeing most likely his last match ever. Not to give him the short end, but Mount Everest is a very hard climb. People die.
Yeah,
So
and I don't. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. I don't want to report that at all, man. Like that'd be fucking terrible.
no, that would be fucking sad. And it's like,
And I just think a lot of people want Darby to like take better care of himself, but the thing is, like, you can't force somebody to take better care of themselves. They just have to do it. Yeah, especially when you're taking like crazy bumps and shit like that, and especially when you're like, oh, I'm gonna climb Mount Everest, and just to say you did it, it's like, I get it, be a risk taker. You only got one life to live, but I'm not climbing Mount Everest, bro. Like, there's no reason for me to do it. What do you get at it? Oh, I'm at the top of this mountain. It's great. I can't breathe, and it's cold as shit. All right, time to go back down. Like, no, like it does nothing for me, yo.
it's nothing for me. Like losing any part of my body due to frostbite scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
There, that Chiefs game that happened this last year when it was in the snow, there's multiple people in that crowd that have to have amputated limbs or appendages because they got frostbite at that game, and that was them
No.
watching a football game,
Nope.
not climbing the most dangerous mountain on the planet.
And like they had their shirts off and shit. I remember watching that game. They got their shirts off, throwing their fucking shirts in the air. I'm like, bro, this gotta be the dumbest way to like, because nobody's gonna care, bro. Like, what happened to you? Oh, I lost my toes at that Chiefs game. Was it worth it? I mean, they won a Super Bowl. It's like, nah, bro, fuck all that. Let me keep on my toes.
Yeah, for real. I mean, that Super Bowl win's not going to give you your toes back. But yeah, anyway. So next thing I have, on this last episode of Impulsive, Logan Paul's podcast, he announced that SummerSlam will be in Cleveland, Ohio. And the first thing that popped in my mind was, you like it? You think Cleveland's cool? I never heard anyone say I'm going to go to Cleveland on vacation. What's so good about Cleveland? Joaquin Noah.
Yeah, I was like, that's definitely no. I heard that before. Yeah, that's definitely no.
Shout out though to them. That's a cool get.
The thing, it's the Midwest. It's like it fits like Detroit, the whole Cleveland thing. Like they're really close in like proximity. So I mean, maybe not even like that close, but they're in the same area, same region. So it makes sense. What I didn't like was the font was similar to like last year's SummerSlam. Like, give me a different theme. Like this whole Fast and Furious shit, bro. Like, what happened to like the SummerSlam commercial where they had the barbecue and shit like that? Give me something that feels like summer.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the biggest party of the summer. That
Yeah,
used to be like the hashtag or the tagline forever.
I think hopefully we get a Miz appearance too. That's where Miz is from. So I would definitely love to see Miz. Gargano too. Yeah. Pull out the superstars from Cleveland.
Yeah, bring Cutter in there. Yeah. Kid Cudi.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'll take that. Kid Cudi doing the theme song or doing like the having the song for SummerSlam,
or have LeBron show up.
I'll
Yeah,
take
just anybody.
Just bring everybody from Cleveland.
Just can't be that many people.
Good fucking God. Hey yo, I want to go to Cleveland. So I just want to travel. So like, please don't jump me when I go off the airport because what this nigga say. Like, all right, I'm just here to have a good time.
So
now, whatever you see, Cleveland? He won't. See, look.
Hey,
this is where him and Darby got that shit in common. They want the danger. Don't come to me with the danger. I just want to be here for fun, bro.
I'm sure it's a beautiful place during the right season.
Absolutely, because wintertime Midwest also is a no-go for me.
No. And then do you have
Outside
any?
of that, I think that was about it. There
Oh,
was
oh,
like
wait,
the
wait.
whole.
There,
Go ahead.
I do have something breaking actually. Um,
What you got?
I should have started off with this as well because this is actually kind of sad. Get your tissues out, guys. So, in a recent interview, John Cena says, and I quote, "I'm living a lie. I'm living a whole lie. I think I am visible. I think people can see me." Um, and he's right. And I watched this prototype gain become a thug and then somehow gain his PhD, Jesus. And then he became Super Cena, and now he's just an actor
He's just an actor.
with normal seeing ability, very visible man.
Good
Kayfabe
God.
is dead, man. No, no, that was a joke. Yeah, no, I have nothing
This
else.
guy's killing me. Funny thing about the whole thugonomics scene too, that scene was hard. Yeah, some
Oh
of the
yeah,
cleanest jerseys. I remember I was in middle school. I was like, man, I want that jersey. This motherfucker coming out every week with something fresh. That's just not cheap either.
no,
And especially back then, 'cause I know he's paying that shit out of his pocket. He did not have John Cena money back in 2003, 2004. Uh, I got quick ones or just like quick little announcements that I've seen. So like there was the whole Max Caster Shelton Benjamin interaction, and he's just one of
oh
those dudes where like just I don't know if
yeah,
he like I
I
think
saw
he's just
that.
always in character.
Is he though?
Um,
Because it seemed like the way it was trending, it seemed like people was like, this thing is having a meltdown.
but there was a couple of tweets. I didn't see those tweets. I just saw like him talking about Shelton, but I did see like people reacting to like something that Max has said, and I just stay away from that. 'Cause typically in my head, I think Max is trolling. Uh, but there was a tweet that came out that Shelton was interested in going to AEW, which I love because I think Shelton Benjamin is a phenomenal wrestler, one of those fucking black wrestling pillars to me.
Yeah,
Um,
and great in the ring.
and absolutely amazing in the ring. He had came out and said that AEW may have been interested. We may be interested in AEW XYZ. Max says we don't want him, and then our boy Keith Lee, not the food review, was like, my advice would be to make use of the word I, since you and I both know you don't speak for we. But since you have a problem with that, we now have a problem. Keep this in mind moving forward, sir. Now, no, you don't want to be beefing with Keith Lee. That's a big man. Like, stay away from all that. I say all that to say, I would love to see Shelton Benjamin in AEW. I think that'd be really fucking fun to like see him get a second pop at like wrestling.
Yeah, it would be cool, and he's a vet. Not that never mind. I don't always have to be
Go
a
ahead. No,
heel.
no, speak.
No, no,
Speak
no,
your
no.
mind. This is a safe place. Go ahead, speak your
Well, I was
mind.
going to say that them young guys there, they don't usually listen to anyone there, as far as like the veterans. But anyway, I think Shelton would be a good addition. I think it's better than going to Impact. He doesn't need to go to Impact.
Yeah.
But if they gave him money, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, pay my boy. He
Yeah,
deserves all the pay. Go ahead, pay him.
yeah. Or
Uh,
I wouldn't be mad if he just like just held out for a while and then maybe just have him. Maybe they'll re-sign him, or something. I know it
I
really
just
depends on
think
what he
when
wants to
like you
do.
sign people, like that's also true. Like, but the thing is, like, I think AEW just offers better, like, just scheduling with like home life to where like you don't have to do all these live shows, and they do a shit ton of fucking live shows a year.
Oh yeah.
Um, so maybe like as you get older, you're like, man, I want to spend time with my family, that whole thing. Either way, glad to see he's back in the mix somewhere. Hopefully he lands anywhere. I will always be a fan of Shelton Benjamin. Um, definitely good to like see him back out there. There was also the Julia kind of like statement was like she's joining Rossi's new promotion, and later she's gonna be joining WWE. I've seen a couple of like clips from Julia. She has a character, the charisma. She has like the outfits and whatnot to give like the star appeal. I just want to see more. Hopefully she does come to the E, and we get to see like her in like full effect. I think that'd be really cool too.
Yeah, it was pretty set in stone that she was going to come to the E, and then that's when the Rossi stuff started happening, and yeah, she decided to hold off because she wants to help Rossi start his new shit. So
Yeah.
yeah, we should see her. We should see her. If I had to guess, I don't know, maybe like July, something.
You think so? You think that's soon?
I mean, I don't know how long it's going to start to take for this new promotion or anything.
Is that one that you would send to NXT, or would you jump her to main roster?
No, NXT
Okay.
because she also needs um, yes, NXT just because again she's a foreign talent. Not that she needs to learn English, but you know, it helps to practice it. Just like we're talking about Okada, you don't want to bring a foreign talent in and then immediately just have them start going around the whole entire planet. You should want them to get settled in, like let them buy a house real quick or rent a house, you know, let them get settled in into America because to my knowledge she's only been to America a handful of times.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I would go to if Okada can debut on Collision, anybody can go to NXT, and I just need that to be stated because people were like up in arms like by the possibility that Okada would even breathe on NXT, but this man can debut on Collision.
Well, it's surprising that his English and his promos, albeit they were very short, they're not bad. Like
No,
he was able to conversate and be in the mix of the promos with the Young Bucks and whatnot. So yeah, I just want to know why does how come we don't see more get the Dom treatment where they just get dropped off into main roster?
I don't know, nepotism. Um, I mean, Dom came in at a weird time too, where it was pandemic, so they kind of was just trying shit.
Okay.
I feel like that was part of it. Like because his first I want to say his first match was during the warehouse when they were in the just a no audience thing. So I feel like that was part of it. Also,
That could be it too. Yeah. Just yeah. You might be right with that. Okay.
but I
I'll
feel like
settle with that. That sounds good.
yeah, I feel like for sure with foreign talent, I truly believe in just fuck the learning English part. I truly believe that it's best just to like have them be somewhere stationary for at least 2 months so that they can get accustomed to shit. Like there's some people who
And you
never
think
drove on the right side, and I don't mean right as in right as it's right, but on the right side of the street. There's people that never you know went to a fucking Popeyes or some shit. Like you gotta you gotta get accustomed to America. Like they like you gotta you don't want to just hire a person and then instantly they're living out their suitcase. They can't even rent
and
their
do you
apartment yet, and shit like that.
do you think that because of like Andrade's history with the WWE and then going to AEW and then back to WWE that he's was more experienced now to where he did need to go to NXT, he can just come to the main roster?
Yeah, because
Was that
he already did his NXT run and he had a main roster run, and then he went to the AEW. But yeah, no, I mean Triple H.
he's just more experienced?
He's more experienced, and Triple H already knew him, and because Triple H hired him in the first place, in his original NXT run. Yeah, he was in NXT for a while because when he first debuted, I remember he was Andrade Cien Almas, and he was taking a bunch of L's, and then that's when Zelina finally came into the picture, and then he started getting a bunch of W's, and it was Andrade Almas or whatever it is.
Super dope. Like
And then
not even tag but just combo of Zelina and Andrade. That was
amazing
was
combo. They were such a good combo. I don't know if you saw it, but there was I think it was Andrade. It was either Andrade or Zelina that did an interview, but they were such a good combo. Triple H thought that they were dating in real life, even though she was with Malachi Black. I think
right.
Like that's how good their chemistry was.
Yeah.
And that's why people like soon as they linked up, I was like, oh, I fucks with this. I didn't know a damn thing about either. Well, at that time, Andrade was a jobber to me because I was like, who's this seeing nigga who keeps losing? And also, why does he have a number? And then at the same time, he had Perfect 10 Sean Spears. I was like, why is there two people with numbers in their names? It was a whole thing. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, he's already been established as far as knowing how knowing quote unquote how you film TV there
Yeah, your
in the E or
hard
whatever.
cams and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he got friends there. Zelina's still there. He still knows everybody. His wife she's injured, but she's still working. She's gonna be back soon. So yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, time to get into Raw, baby. Time to go over this show.
All right. So it starts off
Yeah,
with
go
Drew.
for it.
Yeah, Drew comes out. This is part of the Rock effect because ever since the Rock showed up, people are cussing more, which some people were upset that they can't cuss enough. And also, like, there's been a lot of drug references ever since the Glendale thing. Drew's calling Seth all sorts of junkies and also like all sorts of shit. And he's addicted to the clout. Uh, um, during the promo, the crowd's doing what, and he says, "Say what if you're glad I took out Punk." And there's some people that still said what, and I think it's either because they were stupid or they were actually kind of glad. Drew says, "You don't know the history of your own country, so let me show you the history of this business." And he starts talking about the business shit and why it makes sense for him to focus on just Raw. And if he was to win, he would be fine with working with The Rock because he's a board member. And yeah, he just keeps talking until Seth comes out. And you have anything that you want to add, or?
No, not necessarily, because like I think like, well, it's funny because like I did see a lot of people get mad at like the Rock cussing a lot, which if you've been telling us to follow these PG rules for so long, and this motherfucker come here and start calling people bitches and shit, like, yeah, I'm gonna be a little tight too. Also, if I was taking my kid to the show and WWE advertises family friend, this motherfucker coming out talking about, yeah, I got all the ladies in here wet tonight. Like, hey, relax, bro. Like, my son is 6, but I get it. It's The Rock, and he can push boundaries. It's him.
Yeah, no, I see both sides. I was trying to explain that to DT, but yeah, no, I can see, but like, is it a silly gripe? Yeah, it's a silly gripe, but at the same time, yeah, I've been working here for 10 years every single goddamn day, and I get emails constantly saying I can only say bitch like once a month or something, and this motherfucker's cussing every 3 seconds. Yeah, I'd be upset a little bit. I'm like, why is he getting special treatment? But then again, it's The Rock. That's why he's getting special treatment. So right. And honestly, there was no sources or anything like that. For all we know, that could have been fake. And also, why the fuck was it even news in the first place? Like, that's how you knew it was a slow news day. Because why is that even news? Like, who gives a shit?
But more so about the promo with Drew.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get where Drew's like, coming from with like, the bloodline angle and like, focus on me, that kind of thing. And it leads into like my perspective or my thoughts about Seth during this promo. So I'm gonna let you talk about Seth coming out and then I'll give you like, my thoughts.
All right, yeah, okay. So Seth comes out and he starts begging Drew to hit him. He's like, "Yeah, I've been thinking about that Claymore from the other week, and I want you to Claymore me again. Do it right now. I'll make it easy for you. I'll turn around." He's trying to bait Drew to hit him. I thought it was fine. Some people thought it was weird. I want to say this is Seth's 4th week on the mic, killing it in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He calls Drew a coward. Drew's like, "No, I'm not a coward, man. Like, Seth, you were right. I listened to you. When we last talked, you told me to forget about the bloodline, focus on yada yada yada. So that's what I've been doing. I don't give a shit about the bloodline. I mean, I give a shit. That's why I'm asking you to stop interfering so that they do not interfere in our shit. And you should stop caring about it. If I was champion, I would only care about my show, the Red Show, the show that we're on." Seth says he's a bigger hypocrite than Punk, again trying to bait him some more to get attacked. Says, "Man, it looks like you're about to join the bloodline from the way I'm seeing it." And then he lists off the last 3 wins that Drew got due to due to interference. And then it pretty much ends. Well, the second to last bar, he says a bunch of things, and he's like, "At the end of the day, the last thing you're gonna hear on the biggest night of your life is the crowd singing my song."
Singing my song.
and the crowd
Does
starts
this
singing a song.
not does this not sound like heel work? Because how when I just watched it and I was listening, I'm like, this sounds like heel work. The whole you're turning your back to the enemy, goading him to hit you. Um, you're sitting here, calling him a coward. You're sitting here like, after I pin you, the whole crowd gonna sing my song. And this whole time, Drew's telling him like, "Oh, you right, bro. Like I see. Like just let's focus on this over here." This sounds like maybe sprinkles of like heel work Seth. It looked like heel work Seth. Like that's the energy I got from it.
See, no, I'm gonna say no. Okay, well, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no for two reasons. One, this was serious Seth, quote unquote, and I say serious because people don't like when he's dancing and cackling all the time. So this was serious, more serious stuff. So the passion or the fire is just there. It's a little more aggressive, and that aggression might give off a heel vibe. But Drew in this particular feud, Drew's clearly the heel. He wants to win the right way, but he also doesn't give a shit. He just wants to have a solid 1v1 match because he wants to finish his story, as in getting a belt in front of a cheering crowd, even though the
See, but
crowd.
I don't know. I
But
don't know because like if I'm thinking about it, it's like even with the way like Seth like approached last week when they accepted like the Cody challenge or the Rock challenge, is that he's the one like, would you just shut up? And he steps in front of him like, of course we accept. Like just like it's just there's little things that like I don't know if a babyface would do, in particularly because like if I'm not mistaken, Bloodline hasn't touched Seth yet. Like
well, he
throughout
wasn't.
this run,
No, he wasn't medically
like
clear though until last week.
it's true. But like they haven't like there was no solo interference or anything. He didn't get jumped backstage or nothing like that. Nothing like that as of recently. Like Bloodline hasn't done anything to him. Like it's kind of funny when I think about it, but it's kind of like you're almost being uh what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Like you're almost being peer pressured into taking this fight on. Like, of course, Cody wants to fight 1-on-1 with The Rock, but like, or 1-on-1 with Roman. But there's certain aspects I think just seem like it's a little peer pressure by Seth.
Well, I'm gonna say no because Seth stated multiple times he feels like he has to do this because Roman's a monster he created, and he stated that one is like it's not gonna just end with my title. When he was talking to Drew the other week, they're gonna try to take it. Like he wants to end this. He's trying to end this power vacuum with the bloodline. I mean, could it? I mean, there's still weeks it could turn, but I just think he's being a little. He's week to week. He's just getting a little more serious and less cackly and dancing, and it's just we're seeing more fire from him, and he's being passionate.
It's
And,
just
and as far as the Rock thing went, or last week, he had to do that because Rock kept fucking talking too goddamn much, and time was running out.
it's true.
He's like,
And that may be like what it is, but like I don't know. Then like why, if you have this issue with Roman and you have like this whole like angle where you just cannot stand him, you hate the bloodline, then why don't you just settle it? Why don't Seth settle it? This is me just speaking hypothetically. I'm not looking for an answer here. But it's like you could settle this beef, but it's like, oh, you couldn't because Roman beat you. So now it's like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm gonna get somebody else. I'm gonna use your time for you to like take out my biggest foe, which is Roman. I can't stand Roman. I can't beat him, but I'm gonna back you so that you can beat him. Therefore, I get what I want in the end. That's just kind of like how I look at it and how I see it. But that's just me speculating. That's just me going off on tangents.
it could play out that way, but yeah, I mean, even if it did play out that way, Seth is still helping him until Cody wins in that scenario.
It's like you can be a baby face like to the public, but your intentions behind it could be definitely heel intentions. But either way, I'm glad that like we can have this conversation about this kind of shit because it still means that the story is like fresh and there's multiple possibilities of shit that could happen with it. If this story was dead to me, I wouldn't have anything. But
No,
I'm glad that like that's where we're still invested at least.
Yeah. I mean, I'm invested in parts of it. I can tell you where I'm not. But
I got some shit that I would like. I got stuff I want to say on SmackDown, but like
yeah,
as of right now,
yeah.
yes,
All right, yeah. Last part, real quick, before we go to the next segment. Drew's walking away. Seth is like, man, out of all the things I'm worried. Of all the things I'm worried about, my back, The Rock, Roman, yada yada yada, taxes. You're at the very bottom of the list, And then it baits Drew, but he still doesn't attack. And then after that is when we get our first match, and it's Becky versus Liv. Cole states it's the first time in 2 years, and they on this show they did it a couple times, and they do it on SmackDown too. But again, it goes to the continuity of their writing and paying attention to during the street fight with Dude, they were like, yeah, this feud has been going on for 5 years, and I like had to, or 4 years, or whatever,
right.
and I had to think about it, and yeah, so last time Becky and Liv fought 1v1 was 2 years ago, and that's when Becky had the belt and she was heel. That was that's when she took it from Bianca. So yeah, that was 2 years ago, and it's like, oh shit, yeah, that has been a while. And also they noted that it's the 7th consecutive TV sellout, which is dope for business.
That is solid. Yeah,
it's a cool ass thing.
Before we get into like the Becky, there was just a small part about the Drew Seth promo real quick. Was that like, as you said, like, he said Drew was on the bottom of Seth's list. Like, there's so much more he has to worry about besides, Drew. And it was Drew walking away. Like, that felt weird to me, especially coming from the aspect of Drew was fucking with Sami. He was fucking with Jimmy or Jay. Like, Drew been being a menace for 3 or 4 weeks. We've been talking about it. And at this moment, he didn't want to attack. He didn't want to take advantage of like any of this. Of course, you go into Mania, you want like your opponent to be, all right, he's a little beat up, so I can have an easier match. But for some reason, Drew's just walking away.
Well, okay, so besides being spicy on Twitter, ever since the slow build to this heel turn, ever since Jay went to Raw, he's probably only attacked or snuck attack someone 3 times, and I want to say Seth was twice, 2 of those. So, like when we were talking about the other week, and I was like, he's kind of like the righteous heel, where it's like he doesn't give a shit. He'll down talk you, he'll berate you, but there's a part of him that wants to win the right way, and it's because, and man, after this Mania, I never want to hear the word story again. We've got to figure out something else for this. But for his particular character, for his arc, his character arc, it's like he wants. He's been, he was upset that he got cheated out of stuff. He wants to relive what happened at what should have happened the Mania that he won. It should have been in a room full of people, or in an arena full of people, not in some damn warehouse. And he wants to get that moment, and he wants to do it the right way. Drew's
that sounds like a babyface moment. I want my moment in front of the crowd for fans to cheer me on. Like, that sounds like some hero shit,
right? And that's what makes the character complex, because it's not the typical black and white heel babyface thing. Where it's like he is still a heel. He's still a heel, but he just wants to do it. He wants to beat you healthy. Just so so that way there's no excuses. Like, no, there's zero excuse. Your back was fine, my nigga. I never attacked you. I beat you 1v1 100%. There was no handicap, for lack of a better term. You were not nerfed. If this was Smash Brothers, we both started at 0%.
0% one stock, baby.
Yeah, that's what he wants. And that's what he's trying to convey, and you see him wanting to, like, because he attacked Seth before. He attacked Seth last week, and he attacked Seth a couple months ago before their second title match. He attacked Seth after like a Sammy or Cody had to like save him or whatever. But yeah, he's attacked people, but like he's slowly, he's not full. I'm evil, but it's like. Yeah, that's kind of why he's a
chaotic good. There's like this thing in like RPGs where they give you like different like little he's a chaotic good.
Honestly, or just a chaotic neutral, if anything.
Yeah.
I would say
that makes sense.
I would say he's chaotic neutral. He's like
chaotic neutral.
That's a good
Yeah, so it jumps into like the Becky like Liv match, right? And I was watching this match, and I was honestly expecting some kind of interference based on how like this shit was going for the past 3 weeks. I was like, somebody's gonna fucking pop out.
Yeah, I did
But
not expect that. I mean, I
it was a
expected the same
cool
thing.
it was a good match. I like that was a cool, solid match. The thing that just got me is that like we know that Becky's on this run of where she's not losing, so it's like the matches have to be a little bit more interesting because I know she's not going to lose.
Right.
And that may sound kind of fucked up, but it's like if I know the outcome, at least make the match like
Right, you have to make it
good.
believable. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and that's how I felt. Like, for example, when we were talking about Elimination Chamber, like I pretty much predicted every single outcome, but that didn't mean the show wasn't enjoyable. If the wrestling is still good, like people rewatch the same movies, you know the story, but you're rewatching it for a fucking reason. Like, it's a good story, and is like you're invested in the characters of that story, and yada yada yada. So
Right.
yeah, if the wrestling is good and the storytelling is good, knowing the outcome of the match doesn't take away fully from anything. You know,
Yeah, if your in-ring story work is good, the storyline for the match is good, I don't really care who wins or loses, but like it's just for me, I guess, like because it's Mania season, I just expected a little bit more, just to kind of like ramp it up and get us ready for like this shit. Like we're maybe 2 weeks away from it now. Like
well,
it's time to like.
Well, yeah, no, I feel you. I personally, I really enjoyed this match. There was Liv hit Becky with 2 really good code breakers out of nowhere that were really dope.
I did see that. Yep.
Liv also hits Bex with it was a sunset powerbomb onto the floor. I have that move in 2K. I love doing it.
Yeah,
like Liv was beating Liv was beating the shit out of Becky. Majority of this match.
You might be right. Maybe like there was some spots in here. It was definitely some spots.
She had really impressive offense, and I was like, Liv was really like, and also that's credit to Bex, because Bex, she's one of those people just like Bailey, where she will make you look amazing. You know, she had that match with Xia Li, you know, and other people. Like, she can make you look amazing. Yeah, and they both, like, there was times where they both hit finishers, and then they were smart enough to both roll, like Liv
roll out.
Yeah, they roll out the ring. Like, during one of the code breakers. I think it was in Oblivion. Becky somehow was able to get out the ring, and you could just like see Liv was like, "What the fuck? Oh god!" And then the same thing happened, vice versa, when Becky hit her with a manhandle slam, and then Liv was
she rolls out,
just perfectly rolled out.
And
it's like you could
there's
see
good storytelling there.
Yeah, it was 2 faces who are rivals. It's like it's like when Goku and Vegeta fight, but they're both good guys, but they're still fighting because they're rivals. Or like Naruto, early Sasuke type shit. It was like they're rivals right now. They want to hurt each other, but they don't want to like hurt each other. It's a competitive. Last we fight until the fucking bell rings, and whoever wins, and that's why after the match, eventually spoiler, they try to give a handshake. But yeah, eventually Bex does hit her with a manhandle slam. She wins, and as Liv is walking out, she's on the ramp. Rhea comes out, and Liv
mommy pop.
Yeah, mommy pop, and Liv is yelling at Rhea, "I'm gonna take everything you have." And Rhea's like, "Yeah, I know you want to fuck, but I'm busy." That's the look. That's the vibe it was giving. I'll scissor you later. I got a promo to cut.
Nah, you gotta put that on the shirt. That's funny. See you later. I got a promo to cut.
Oh, and that's kind of a double entendre.
Yeah. See where the head's going.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, so Rhea comes out. That's fucking great.
Oh fuck.
And she's and it's okay. And I wrote this down too. This promo with Rhea and Becky is very similar to the promo with Drew and Seth, where Rhea's asking, "Is it worth it to fight this hard before our match?" When and it's very similar to what Drew is saying to Seth. It's like, why are you doing all this extra shit? I want you at 100%. So when I beat you, and Rhea's saying the same shit. Yeah, I want you at 100%, because when I beat you, I want I want it to be legit. I don't want zero. I want zero fucking excuses. No asterisks. Nothing. And that's why. That's why I was saying what I was saying about Drew. Like these are they're both quote unquote heels, even though Rhea's Rhea's pretty much a fucking face. Is the way the crowd cheers for her.
Yeah, you can't root against Rhea.
But and then Becky says, and this is a bar. She's like, if people believe,
Becky got some quotables. Yeah.
If people believe in me, I'm good. If they doubt me, I'm great. And I'm like, whoa, fire, fire. And they stated it because I could not remember, but this will be the first time that they lock arms in 5 years, not including like a rumble or anything like that. So
right.
they have fought before. I completely don't remember, but yeah, solid ass promo.
It was a good promo. Yeah, they're definitely treating like this as a big moment as it should be. To be honest, like this one's getting a lot more push than, and I won't say a lot more push, but just it looks like it gets more attention than like Bayley's Rumble push.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, like let me explain. Like I feel like because like SmackDown is SmackDown, we all know that's Rock and Roman. They have their big fucking moments and shit like that. I feel like there's more interaction with said champion and challenger than we have got with Bayley and in particular just Io. Yes, Damage Control has been interacting with Bayley. She has been in a Damage Control story, and Io is a part of Damage Control. I get that. But I mean, like, one-on-one, we're in our face. Fuck the bullshit. Fuck the noise. Like, this is what it's about. We haven't had a singular, like, moment where, like, Io's, like, ready for the smoke, to where she is a champion. I'm not ducking it. I run the group, per se. And maybe they do that on purpose. I don't know. But I just feel like, for the one-on-one aspect of it, like, you would expect there be a lot more interaction between said challenger and the champion.
As far as a 1v1, like, sit down or, interaction, no, there hasn't been a 1v1 one yet. But I would say that they're getting just as much as, like, as far as building for this Mania, I would say Bayley versus Io is, honestly, I would put that as my favorite build, then Becky and Rhea, and then this Bloodline fiasco third. Honestly, maybe even fourth, because Jimmy and Jay, I'm very.
That's the one I want. That's the one I don't care. I can miss all the matches on Mania, but that one I gotta see.
Yeah. But I see what you mean as far as like just a 1v1, just face to face interaction or anything like that. But as far as attention goes, I mean, they closed out the show this week. They
did close. But I mean, let's say, like, for example, it's like if Cody's beefing with Roman for the championship, right? If this is last year, that's like him beefing with Jimmy 2 weeks before Mania or 3 weeks before Mania. It's like, and he hasn't had a one-on-one interaction with Roman. Like that just sounds weird.
That's literally happening right now. His first 1v1 with Roman is next week. All we've been doing is hearing The Rock talk and all this.
The Rock talk. And I get that.
At this point, it sounds like at this point, I want Rock versus Cody more than I want Roman versus Cody, because the way the fucking promos have been every single week. I mean, all I'm saying is what you just said is exactly what is happening with Cody right now. They don't get a 1v1
It's definitely happening, and that's like that's
Rock,
what I mean.
Roman has said weird. Literally 15 words the last like 3 months. He has not said shit, and the shit that he has said is cross-dresser and wearing nice clothes. Other than that, he has not said anything of note since.
Are you dumb? You letting this guy talk for you? Like it's weird.
Which they cut the crossdresser out on both of the video packages on Monday and Friday because it was fucking terrible. But yeah, man hasn't spoke a full sentence since December.
No. Point being is that you got to have interaction with challengers and like the champions. Like
absolutely,
just to show strength for your champion. Like Io, I need like an Io promo. I need Io to go through and watch somebody. I know like next week she has like the match against Naomi. But I need that one to be like a showing of like I'm that person. Like, stop fucking with me, kind of thing.
Ooh, I feel like that's when Bianca finally might help.
And see, that would fuck me up. But yeah, okay, so yeah, we get the promo from Becky,
All right, so
get the great quotables, and
yeah,
then
and then we finally
it
get
was like
the announcement of what's going to happen with the
the
tag.
tag team news about fucking time.
So they announce all this, and Pierce announce that there's going to be a tag team 6-pack ladder match with Finn and Priest, and then all the team. There'll be a tournament of teams to see who enter the 6-pack challenge, 6-pack ladder match.
So my first initial thoughts when I saw that doing a 6-pack ladder match for the titles at Mania, was, are they gonna pull the bullshit where the belts get pulled like by 2 different teams? Because I know that like we want to separate them, but is it gonna be one situation to where like, oh, Finn is pulling the red one and then Gargano's pulling the blue one and they both fall off and that's how it happens? Like,
I deadass think that's gonna, honestly, at this point, that's the best way to handle it. Otherwise, a new team is gonna win, and then we're gonna be in the same predicament, or like a new team wins and they just decide to split them up, and that's gonna
it's
be
gonna be a wild finish to see.
and that's gonna be, and you can't just have a new team win it and then split up, because it would make no sense story wise.
Or
Similar to like when or what
or you have both sets hanging up, right? And the match will continue when one set gets pulled. The match still goes on for the next set. Like, does that make any kind of sense? Like, you know how you have one belt hanging down, like you have 2 hanging down.
That could work. I feel like I would be fine with that. They would have to clarify the rules and be like, all right, it's an elimination, first 2 to get a belt wins or something like that. I mean, it could work. I think it's just as equally convoluted. The funny, honestly, as corny as it is, I think the funny route is, like you have 1 blue belt, 1 red belt hanging up, 2 people grab it and they fall down, and we call it a day.
We got the fucking who got eliminated first moment between Batista and John.
Yes, like, just do that. Call it a day. Okay, we got to split.
I'm cool with that as long as we get them split, bro. I'm cool.
Yeah, because I just feel like if someone wins it and they decide to, we're gonna split it, it's, I don't know, it's kind of, that to me that's the most corny route to go, because then why didn't any other team who won recently just decide to split it? It's like,
why we do this now?
Yeah, like you guys are the only ones who don't want the responsibility of carrying. I feel like that comedic route is probably the best route to go at this point.
Yeah, or like they do the weird shit where like they just create a new set like tag team belts.
Yeah,
which I mean, just announce another one on the other show.
Yeah, which they should have. Yeah. We get a Travis Scott appearance. He's at the show. There's a couple other celebrities at the show.
Yep, because they were in Houston. Yep. I remember that.
He's lit. And then after that, we get the ladies tag team. Ivory and Maxine versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae.
Wait.
At least that's what I have notes.
Yeah. No, that's it. I was ahead. Yeah.
It was fine. It was a short match and shit didn't get started.
This was a promo match.
Yeah,
promo. Yeah.
It's setting up. It's a match to set up something for.
It's a setup. Yeah, it's a setup for sure.
Yeah. So
because she was like bullying her in the corner and shit. Like,
Ivy,
dead brother. It's like, huh?
So Maxine and Indy were the legal people. Indy's on the ground. Maxine starts doing the reverse worm, and Candice rolls in the ring and shuts that shit down. And it kind of breaks the fourth wall a little bit, where she's like, "Are you serious? You are not doing that move on her. She is not taking that move. Like, that is ridiculous. You are an embarrassment." And she brings up the dead brother, and Maxine starts crying in the corner, and everyone on the internet, or most people on the internet, and my wife included, is like, she's like fucking 4'11". If you don't just beat her, why are you why are you getting bullied by this tiny ass
Yeah,
person when you like
yeah.
6 feet? But words hurt. I mean, words hurt. Shit. Um,
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, this is it. The way it just happened was so like different. Like it was, I'd never seen like a promo happen mid match. So much so to where like they put the camera in the corner of the ring too, so you knew it was a promo happening. And I was
yeah.
like, bro, what is this? I've never seen this before. Um, it, it's a build for sure. They're trying to get Maxine looking strong, which I respect.
I mean, they're just trying to get
Just
her
a very interesting way.
just more practice. And Candice LeRae is a better heel than she is a face, which is cool. I mean, yeah, if it gets them all ring
people
work
attached to heels too.
Yeah.
So like, like I said, I've had my thoughts about, or I've told my thoughts about Maxine to where like I think she has the physique and the ability to become a good wrestler. So hopefully this pushes her in that direction.
Yeah, as long as she keeps getting reps and she believes in herself, she will be a completely different wrestler next year's time.
Absolutely,
and it'll be completely fine. So Judgment Day, there's a backstage segment. Judgment Day talked to the GMs about the ladder match. Finn's like, and another reason why I think that we're gonna get the goofy title swap or pull apart is because when Finn's talking to them, he specifically says we got to defend our 2 titles. They have not said that shit since they've done this. Since those belts became, since they became a thing, none of the teams, whether it's the Usos, Kevin and Sami, have been like, oh, these 2 titles in particular.
Yeah, none of them has described them as 2 separate individuals.
Yeah,
two separate titles.
Yeah, so now so the titles feel separate now. They feel like separate entities now, just by the context of the way he said it.
Right.
I'm assuming that was intentional. And
probably.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm scared of heights, and he's like, Miz doesn't even like ladders.
I don't do ladder matches.
Yeah.
But a coup de grace off the ladder?
Oh yeah, that would be fire. And and it's funny, and I'm assuming it was a good pull. The reason he doesn't do ladder matches was one, the Edge match last year at Mania damn near killed him when the ladder busted him open, and then there was the Money in the Bank match where Andrade damn near killed him, power bombed him on that ladder. Finn was out for like 2 weeks after that. That shit, he sent that man Irish heaven, which I guess is just regular heaven. But anyway,
that's funny. He's definitely breaking the fourth wall. Like, I don't do ladder matches.
And it's because you always get fucked up around a ladder, and that's just that's just great storytelling. That's just great character shit. They're trying to figure out whose idea was it. Adam literally slips up saying they were talking to Miz and Truth. So then Priest is like, all right, I gotta beat this nigga Truth up again. This is so that sets up a Truth.
Oh no, he's looking for Miz. He's like, I gotta find Miz, and then Truth pops up, and then that's where it sets up the Judgment Day or Priest Truth match. Then we get the Cody promo.
Yes. Cody's in the ring with Michael Cole talking. They're talking. I have a sit down interview. Cole hits him with what you want to talk about, which I thought was funny. Cole asked him why did you slap the Rock, and Cody's like, man, I didn't even know he was my boss. I don't even know if he is legitimately my boss, but it does feel good to slap your boss, doesn't it? Right? Or some shit like that, which reminds me of Stone Cold.
He said he gave him a receipt.
Yeah,
which is just wrestling terminology for people that don't know, is a real stiff hit because you got hit stiff in the match before.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so based off of what Cole says, I will give you some credence to where, again, we don't know what's happening, but if Seth did turn at some point, based off of what Cole just said, I can see it but also I can see it going the other way. And what I mean by that is Cole kind of is instigating in a sense where he's like, man, can you even trust Seth?
Right.
How can you trust him? and he says something
he
else, and then
he was saying people change,
yeah,
right? He was
Cody
naming
says
off
people
like
change.
Jay changed,
Mm-hmm.
like. And the thing is, I think he was naming off a couple other ones, but it's like
Yeah.
all of those have been positive changes that's kind of like worked out in like Cody's favor. And that's why like I just believe like the turn is coming even more because they all can't just turn and this is a happily, ever after kind of story.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Like I
I
said,
mean,
your
I
boy's
feel
a
like it's
good
saying
heel,
that.
man.
Yeah. I
He's a
mean,
great heel.
oh yeah, he's a better heel. He's easily a better heel. Then he says the story isn't even about me. It's something that got, it, you know, it, it was something
Crazy
that was
emotional.
small. Yeah, it was something that was small that grew into something that is bigger than him at this point because it's not just like the story isn't even about me anymore. He can't give the belt to his dad, but he could put the belt in his mom's hands. And he mentioned his,
Michelle Rubio.
yeah, and he mentions his beautiful wife. And he starts crying and getting in his acting bag. And I'm the only thing I gotta say to that. This is great shit. This is one of those things that this is what wrestling's about. I was emotionally invested in what he was saying. I was feeling the little heartstrings. Um, it's this is this that is a promo. That's a good promo. Like that is a promo to me. Like
Yeah, no, like it was a good promo. Like it was solid. Um because he's breaking down like, what it's about for him, which is like his family, to where he's mentioned his dad, he mentions his mom, he mentions the fans that believed in him, and then he mentions his wife. But it's funny, like one of the lines that he had said was that his number one fan was his wife, Brandy. Um the most beautiful woman who took a chance on him when he was wearing a goofy mask and taking RKOs every night. Like that's like just calling back to, just the Stardust era.
yeah.
Um and you just sticking by like, somebody through like the worst fucking times. Uh very safe and babyface promo. Very emotional. He got in his feelings and stuff like that.
It was good. It's baby face as hell. Um, yeah, I don't have anything else to really say about it.
Nah. It was just like it's just I don't know, it was just a promo. Like I don't know, like it didn't change anything for me, and that changed or like anything like changes the story, nothing like that. But good
Yeah,
work, Cody.
I mean, yeah, it's better than we're getting on their opposition.
Oh,
We get a couple promo like small video package promos that sets up for the IC
Mhm.
match later. Ricochet talks and JD from Judgment Day he talks. Kabuki Warriors come out. They're gonna have a match in a second, but before that match, there's a backstage segment that I aforementioned earlier where uh, Liv is kind of licking her wounds from the match. Becky approaches, has her hand out. They have the gentle lady handshake where it's like it's two faces. You fought hard. You could have had me. I barely won. It was good. You fought hard. I fought hard. It was a good ass match. None of us cheated. You gave it your all. I gave it my all. We both. Anyone could have took that win. It happened to be me, but anyone could have got the win type of thing. And then that's when we get Nia Attack Part 3.
At this, I feel like it's like a loop, bro. It's like it's kind of reminds me of playing like SmackDown versus Raw 6, where I'm like in my GM bag. To where like my first week, I'm gonna do Becky, versus Nia. Second week, I'll do Becky versus Liv because of interference. But then my third week, I have Nia attack them both, which sets up a triple threat in my fourth week. It's like it's just a loop of just like the same. It's the same like I don't know, not same story or not same matches because they're all different matches, but it's the same interactions of like a group of people. You're just interchanging 1A, 1B for like 1A, 1C kind of thing. And I guess that's what booking is.
Yeah,
Uh,
storytelling. And what's probably going to happen, if I had to guess, uh, during this last women's standing match next week, Liv is probably going to help Becky, and that might set up Liv versus Nia for Mania if they give them a
mm-hmm.
solo match. But that's a guess. I mean, last week I guessed that Nia was going to interfere in a match, and she didn't. So we'll see. Maybe Becky gets a clean win. But I feel like based off Nia attacking both of them 2 weeks in a row or whatever, I feel like Liv's going to be involved too.
And with that, I also appreciate the fact that we're getting like a last woman standing match. Like I think I said in the pod a couple episodes back, or maybe last episode, that I just like stipulation matches, like the I Quits, the First Bloods, like
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're doing that, like because those are very important matches that have been a part of wrestling history. So
Yeah,
definitely happy to see
can't
that.
just have a normalized match all the time, especially if
You can't.
especially if it's a blood feud where it's like and every promotion does it, but there will be moments where it's like we talked about it during the Swerve and Hangman, where it's like the second match was a death match. Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
You
How
you can't just
how
go
do
to
you
a
top that?
you can't just go to a regular ass match. Like and fucking not in this new game, but the couple of the 2K video games, the last ones did that shit where it's like I'll be in a feud for a month doing some crazy shit, and then the blow off is a regular ass match. When last week I was just beating him with a fucking chair. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
You gotta go up. You up the stakes. You don't start off with like blowing your load completely, and then okay, we'll just have a regular match. But
right.
but the first match we fought was on a helicopter.
The first one,
like nigga, what?
Crazy.
That should be the helicopter match. Should be the last match. You start in the ring, then you fight on the train, then you fight on the helicopter. There's levels to the shit.
Yeah, I definitely think Liv is probably gonna help out, especially in the situation that it's the last woman standing match and there isn't like no DQ and stuff like that in those matches. So
yeah,
this makes sense. Yeah. Okay. We'll see Nia get jumped next week.
Yeah, I would be, at least something like that. Probably an Oblivion out of nowhere or something, and then they stack a table on her or some shit.
Something they always do something crazy with the big people. Put the table on her. It's like, come on, bro.
Hey, put the table on that motherfucker.
We could solve this with a chair shot though. We ain't got to put a table on somebody.
Hey man, that's a big motherfucker. Brock Lesnar brought out a bulldozer for Roman Reigns, so
which is still OD, bro. It was OD.
The man can lift the ring by himself with his own arms, and he brought out a bulldozer with him. That shit is wild. So we get the second women's tag match: Kabuki Warriors versus Zoe and Shayna Baszler for the titles. I wrote throw them Z's up because
throw them Z's up.
Zoe had a little Z hand thing that's new to me. I don't remember her ever doing that, but if she did, shout out. But throw them Z's up, baby. Stark House, let's go. Stark gang.
Stark House.
We wolves out here, baby. During the match, Cole talks about all the NXT connections, which was cool because all four of those ladies, pretty much everyone outside that ring had some sort of NXT connection to some degree. Zoe used to be tag team partners with EO. Shayna and Dakota had a crazy feud, which, okay, all right, I'm going to hit some page 7 real quick. This is alleged. It's alleged. But according to some of the sources that I listen to or am a part of, Dakota and Shayna used to date and they recently just broke up. And apparently there might be some bad blood. And what fuels that alleged speculation is that when Dakota interferes in this match, Shayna's like, what the fuck? Well, man, what did she say? She's like, haven't you ruined enough? Now, I don't think she was talking about Bayley. I think that was a fourth wall type thing, but again, it's speculation. But that's my page 7 segment right there.
I don't know anything about their relationship or anything like that, but I do know that they had like a gaming channel back when I was watching the Up Up Down Down. Like they had a gaming channel where they also used to game in like the house. So I know they were at one point. I thought they were roommates at the most, but I never dug anything deeper than that.
Yeah, no, her, Michin or Mia Yim, what's Roderick's wife, Marina, and Dakota. It was the four of them. They're like Bree4L or something like that. Was the name of the group.
Yeah, I used to watch their channel, so like I knew that they were all living together at some point, but I never connected dots. I was just like, oh, they playing.
Well, I'm just saying allegedly.
Cool.
Allegedly,
people. That could be something.
Mm-hmm.
I just had this match was really solid. I thought it was a super solid match. I'm still sold on Shayna and Zoe. Like I'm a fan of them. Like and that's kind of crazy because like when I first saw them, I was like, this is the most. I'm not connected, But then, like, fast forward 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm like, oh, I like what they're doing here. I just hope they keep it, like, going and don't let the momentum stop just because, they didn't win this match. Let them continue to be a good tag team together. And don't break them up early either. Like, I don't want to see the feud of, Zoe versus Shayna. Like, no, let them
No, I
fuck
mean
people up.
that's how they became a team, is that they fought twice and Shayna dog
Right.
walked the fuck out of the start. But yeah, no, they just need
Uh,
characters other than just beige jacked ladies. You got to be something more than just beige jack lady.
a little. I don't know if they did it already, but like just bouncing from place to place. Let me see you in NXT. Wrestle some people and come back up to the main roster. Like just week by week kind of things. Like just
Yeah.
keep them as a team and keep them active.
Yeah, and just or this can you can add this to like the EDM ladies or just any team. Honestly, just even if they're not on TV this week or they don't have a match this week, maybe just like a little video package of what they're doing. Like let me see a small video, like a 1 minute video package of Zoe and Shayna working out and having a back and forth or something, or I don't know, I don't know, just something.
Just
Maybe
connect, just
maybe
something to like connect you to the characters.
yeah, maybe Maxine is trying to teach Ivy how to do a model walk, and it's awkward for Ivy because she's buff, and just shit like that. I don't know, just something that
Yeah,
way,
just
that way we get like even if you don't give them a gimmick character, quote unquote, we get character development because we're seeing these people have connections and yada yada yada.
right. It's similar to like what Truth did for DIY, to where it's like Generation X. Like they have a thing that like people can like recognize them for because Truth made them think that like, oh, this is Shawn Michaels, Triple H, like, and now that's carried on. It has like a whole like brain of its own. So just do that with the women's to where like hey, maybe like there was a segment where like Zoe did give Shayna like her jersey. It's like just do more of that. Like just
exactly.
do shit like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Damage Control wins. Kabuki Warriors / Damage Control wins. I don't remember if they did anything else after that, as far as like a promo or anything goes. But
nah,
okay.
I
Next
didn't have
backstage,
anything with notes.
next thing, backstage segment. I'm saying a lot. Andrade comes into the office of Judgment Day, further planting the seeds. Rhea tells Andrade that they want to do biz, and he's like, "I'm down." And she said, and this is I want to say this is bar for bar what I said last week. He's like, "Yeah, when Dom comes back, we'll link up, we'll talk some business, essentially." But the seeds have been planted. Andrade's like, "Yeah, I'll check it out. Hey, I'll, let me see what this fraternity looks like. Let me see the vibes." But yeah, it looks cool. Remember, honestly, because I remember saying, "Oh, maybe Drew's the person who might replace Damien," but maybe it might be Andrade because I feel like Damien's going to be kicked out of this group at some point or leave on his own accord.
Here's my brainstorming. This is how like my head is playing and shit right now. I was like, where does Andrade fit in with the Judgment Day? I was like, man, well, he could take the Priest spot. Priest does have money in the bank and whatnot. What if it's Mania, it's fucking night 2, and they lost the fucking tag belts and Priest goes after Drew? What if Priest robs Drew of his moment and cashes in and like, Priest gets it at Mania? You would need somebody to replace the hole in Judgment Day if Priest does end up winning. And that's where I kind of think it's a timeline, if you will. It's a variant timeline that I've been fucking thinking about.
Yeah, I think that, I think it's very plausible, especially if you don't. Yeah, I think it's plausible. I don't want to overthink it, but yeah, it like especially if you don't want Andrade to be fully single right this second because of other storylines and ideas you already have in place. / you don't want to instantly put him back with Zelina. Then him being with Judgment, like him and Dom would be a cool group, and even then, just the dynamic of that, because we talked about it last week, where it's like Rhea beat Charlotte last Mania, so just that dynamic alone of if he does work with them, and then Charlotte comes to Raw eventually because they're going to be on the same show at some point.
Absolutely,
just shit like that. There's a lot of different things, stories you could make, and
I wish they did more mixed tags, bro. Like if we do
bring
like
back
a
mixed tag.
fucking mommy Dom and fucking Andrade Charlotte, like that's a good match, man. Like,
Yeah, they need to bring
do
back
it.
the mixed match challenge, because the mixed match challenge was actually really fun. I'm not gonna lie.
It was. It was because weird because it was like one of those ones that I don't know if it was on Facebook or YouTube, but it was like you have to watch it at like a separate like it
Yeah,
wasn't on TV a lot.
I think it was
If at
Facebook.
any.
I think the second one was on Facebook, because I was like, I'm not watching that shit. I'm not going to Facebook to watch
No,
wrestling.
I'm not going to Facebook, bro.
But the first
That's
one,
not happening.
the first one was I don't know, but awesome. What Miz and Oscar won. I was like, that's my shit right there. Let's go.
And maybe like, you know, with the Triple H regime that we get mixed, you know, tag matches, maybe he is trying to push the threshold a little bit forward to where, hey, we can have the women in the ring with the men. Like, we don't have to do this separation shit to kind of get away from like the Vince era.
Yeah.
From there, it's Priest Truth, right? That was the next match.
Yeah, that was
the
next.
We get promos before?
There was a quick promo, similar to the Ricochet and JD one, where Shinsuke has a quick video package and Bronson has a quick video package. Just more stuff for the IC promo or the IC title match later. And also during these IC promos, these video packages, they were showing people who've had the title before. And I don't know if you caught it, but during this one, they showed a quick glimpse of Chris Jericho, and even had his name on there. So just more mentioning.
I did not see that. I missed that.
I wrote it down. I was like, oh shit, Chris Jericho. So it's just more of them, just like they're not ignoring the previous talent. They might ignore the company that they're at, but they're not ignoring that the previous talent exists, because they're throwing up they mentioned Sasha a few times the other month, the Sting thing, just shit like that, which is cool.
They're showing good faith in like, hey, we are acknowledging that y'all exist, like, especially by mentioning like, the Sting thing. And I think we both know that both of them know that they exist. Man, a crossover would be like the greatest shit ever, but I don't know if they'll do it. Like, I would love to see that shit, bro, because it'd just be healthy for the game of like wrestling. Like, it would just be healthy to see that shit be pushed like a different level. We all can make money. We can all make a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, I feel it. So we get the Truth and Priest, which was a good match. For what it was, I don't remember how long it was, but it was a good match. Eventually,
Truth reminded me like a creative character, because his moveset is just John Cena. It's just this man doing John Cena shit, and he does it really fucking well.
Mixed with some high flying stuff, and then he's again like 52, I think 50,
and he's moving, bro. Like, you gotta this is also coming from like what was his injury? Was it his knee?
I think it was something with his leg, I think, which was like, man, I want him to stop doing the jumping splits. I was like, bro, you don't need to do this.
Yeah, we don't need that anymore. But truth is truth. He's still gonna show you that he can still go. But even with like a leg injury that he has had, like, he is looking great. Oldest man on the roster, doing fucking great shit.
Yeah, athletic shit. It was a good match. Judgment. Damian Priest wins. I don't remember how exactly, but he wins.
Because like DIY comes out after.
They come out to show support.
No, DIY come out during to show support for Truth. Yeah.
And then JD came out, and then we get a brawl, and then I think that brawl distracts Truth or something, and that's how we get the win.
Yeah.
We get a backstage thing real quick where Bex challenges Nia for the last woman standing match. This next coming Monday. Then we get another backstage challenge we get another promo. Jay comes out to the ring, yeeted up, as Pat McAfee said, yeeting all over myself.
Crazy.
Just making.
We also got that Rhea and Buddy like UFC picture.
Oh yeah, he's
so it's like acknowledging that.
Yeah, who's she with?
Who's she with? Fuck.
Yeah, one of my favorite promos, because honestly, it was straight to the motherfucking point. As soon as the music stopped, he immediately was like, "Jimmy."
Both of them, bro. Both brothers threw out the greatest promos this week.
Man, both. And
it was like, it's weird how like it's not weird because they are brothers, but they were fucking in sync, bro. It was like the best fucking way to respond to each other. He's like, what is? I think he said he's like brother versus brother, twin versus twin. Blood versus Blood, Uso versus me was like
Yeah,
the craziest fucking
me
bar.
versus me versus
me.
Some shit. Yeah, that shit
Jimmy
was funny.
J at WrestleMania. Like I was hyped with that promo. Like, oh, this was all right. Let's get into it. I don't like niggas talking, so like this was dope to me.
Yeah, and then Jimmy's one. I was like, okay, yeah. Like, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
A year ago, when I knew this match was probably going to happen, and I mean, honestly, not even a year ago, a couple months ago, I was like, man, and a part of me still feels this way because again, they have the exact same fucking moveset. If you played the video game, it would be different, but like no, like TV wise, they have the exact same moveset. We're gonna get 1,000 super kicks, and we're gonna get 100 super kicks, 50 Samoan drops, and maybe like 20 Uso splashes. Other than that, they don't really do that much. Jay has a DDT now that's similar to the Rock's old DDT. But anyway, I'm saying all this to say, at first I wasn't excited, but now I'm 1,000 times more excited than what I was when I first heard this match being a possibility for the year of 2024.
What I'm excited about is that like they had hinted at this like in some kind of interview. Some interview I saw them talking about it to where like they were
it was before Mania of last year.
Yeah. And he was like, who would you want to face? Like, of course I want to face him. Like I want to fight my brother. Like, and at that time it was like, oh, they're in a tag team. I don't know how they're gonna do it. And then this shit happens. I'm like, oh, these brothers about to fucking go crazy. And the thing is, we're gonna see moves that they haven't done before because they're gonna do them on each other. It's like you've been wanting to do this since, like he said, like in the house, in the backyard where you're wrestling with each other. There's gonna be some shit that we're gonna see that they're not gonna, or they haven't done on anybody else because it's just them getting their shit off. I can't wait, bro. This is gonna be fucking great.
I'm excited. Oh, so this one got me excited, and it got me excited, and I don't know, as a producer, I want to know if he got you excited too, because Gunther has a little video package before. I mean, he has a backstage promo, but he has a video package, and they start playing Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven, and that shit is fucking heat. This is me nerding out real quick. I love Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. That is one of my like. I will play that, and I will have some thoughts when that song is on.
That is the most Wilson Fisk fucking kingpin shit ever.
Yeah, you play that and you just like stare at a fireplace and have a glass of apple juice or something, whatever you like to drink, and just contemplate all your enemies. And
that's funny. It fit Gunther for sure.
That shit was fire.
Shit, you fumbled.
That shit was fire. I was geeking out, bro. I love that shit. More classical. That's one of the reasons I first fell in love with Walter and Imperium, because that music, there's something about that classical that hits to me. And then you come out as a boss. You come out as like a man. Yeah, that shit is fire. Out
of the new like themes, he definitely has one of like the best themes. Like the Imperium like theme it's solid. No, yeah, it's a good one.
It absolutely. Whew. All right, so then we get we finally get the last match of the night. Oh well, Gunther has a backstage promo afterwards.
Yeah, he just wishes the challengers like good luck and shit like that. He's focused on his legacy and the responsibility of being a champion.
Yeah, and he's like I'm honored that they're doing this for me. I'm honored that shit. Step your shit up. Y'all want to go with the ring general, nigga?
Go for it.
All right. Good luck. Hit him with the Liam Neeson. Yeah, so we get the last match, the gauntlet match, long ass match, but very good, very good. Starts off with Ricochet versus JD Don't Google Me. And they have a fire ass like good. I don't know how long that was.
Solid, it was like 12 minutes. It was like 12 minutes of like them wrestling. Like them boys was like throwing down,
it was
solid.
They were fucking working, and that's why I was like, I think that would be a good trade for Daniel. Rick beats JD, then Bronson comes out. Good shit. Ricochet at that point was so tired because he went back and forth, and obviously Bronson's a bigger dude. Bronson eventually takes out Ricochet. Then that's when Sami Zayn comes out. Do you have anything to say before continue?
Well, like before, like with the JD Ricochet match, like them boys is like they were going off, they were selling. It made me want to. It made me think about like, man, I wish like the cruiserweight was back. But then I realized what they did to the cruiserweight, and I was like, nah, I don't want that back. But like, I wanted them to. I wanted them to have more of a spotlight because like the little dudes, respectfully, the smaller like wrestlers when they work together, like they just fucking go crazy.
Yeah, lightweights, light heavyweight, lightweight.
Like heavyweights, yeah. The Reed Ricochet match, Ricochet just came out too fast. Like he was coming out with all this energy, trying to like put him down, and rightfully so. That's a big motherfucker. But as soon as that momentum stopped, game over.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Bronson got him out of there. Then Sammy comes out. They had a good back and forth. Sammy beats him with a sunset flip, which was cool. Sunset flip in a quick pin, which pisses off Bronson. Shinsuke comes out after Bronson, but before Bronson leaves, he attacks Sammy, nerfing him, damaging him more, making it look like, oh, Shinsuke is going to get easy pickings. They have another banger ass match, which, like at this point, I want to see them at Mania, like 1v1. They have good chemistry. They've always have good matches.
They do. They've since NXT, like they always know how to work each other.
Yeah, but eventually Sammy wins, and then we get Sammy versus Chad Gable, who Gable is the last one. There's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of momentum for both these baby faces. They both have their reasons for wanting to face Gunther and just getting a WrestleMania spot in general. This was a banger ass match too. Man, I wrote great action.
This is my match of the week. Like
this part,
this part here is my match of the week. Like
it was
Sammy
fire
and they were going crazy, and like there's
I real quick, I wrote that was like I was like two faces, two big great action, two faces. Like it felt like some anime shit. It reminded me of like when the Yugi versus Joey match during the championship. Where it's like, man,
I can see that.
Like, I don't want to beat you. I feel bad that your sister's kid, blind, but this nigga got my grandfather. How about this? I'll win. I'll give you the money, but I still gotta rescue my like. It felt like that, just two baby faces where it's like I'm not like you have a good reason for winning this match. I have a good reason for winning this match. Let's leave it all in this fucking ring. Whoever wins. It, yeah. Just man, wrestling.
And this is what kills me is that like I don't know if the nostalgia is like fucking with me because I was like, man, I like Gable a lot, but do I like Gable because he reminds me of Kurt so much? Is that the reason why I love Gable? And then I sat there and thought about it. I was like, even without that, like Gable is still a great fucking wrestler. Like even if he does have similar situations to Kurt, actually a lot of similar shit, ankle locks and Germans and shit like that. He's still a great fucking wrestler, and you can't take that away from him. The things that I was kind of like tight about is that like even in this match, like Chad out wrestled the fuck out of Sammy. Like he was doing suplex after suplex. And I was like, there was one. I think I don't know if it was like a belly to belly spot, but like it was just a dope fucking spot.
There was a good belly to belly that I remember. Did I write it down? There was I know which one you're talking about. There was a good ass belly to belly. There was a top rope suplex thing that Chad did to Sammy that was dope.
And the only part that I hate about this, and I was so tight, was that he lost. In my notes, I had boo in all caps because I was so like invested in like Chad like getting this one, and that's how you know it was a good fucking match because like I'm invested so much so that I'm mad that like he lost. And then it's kind of funny because like with the finish, like the roll up that happened, like the angle that they showed, it was like I don't know if you peeped it, but it was like his shoulders weren't technically like pinned to the ground. So I don't know if they're gonna play with that, but like why would you shoot it at that angle if you didn't want us to like also question whether or not his shoulders were down?
Well, I mean, they have 1,000 cameras. I mean, like if it was okay, so for my thing is because the announcers didn't say. Did they announce? The announcers didn't say that, right? That was a Twitter thing,
No,
wasn't it? Yeah. Okay.
that
So
was
like
like
unless
everybody on the internet. Yeah,
yeah, so yeah, unless they make it a story, unless the announcers say it and then like they make it a thing, then to me it's one of those things where it's like it's just they have 1,000 cameras, and obviously there's audience members there, so they're gonna take pictures too or whatever. But I mean, it's I don't know. Game is the game. There's multiple scenarios where someone's shoulders isn't completely down. It's up to them if they want to make it a
right.
story. It's up to them if they want to make it a storyline. Like if that was the case, just like how we talked about the one day, like if that's the case, Carlito is still in the Royal Rumble right now because he was never technically eliminated.
This is
So
true.
it's just it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. I'm fine with it because again, I'm of the well, I don't remember what I said last week, but I don't think whoever was winning this, I don't think we're going to beat Gunther. Now, because again, I think he's keeping it at least until that bash in Berlin. And I was just I was listening to one of my other wrestling things I listened to, and there was so I don't know if it was in that video the digital after when Gable's talking, but at some point, I believe Gable says he wants to take the title away from him in front of his family. So similar to what I said last week, where it's like I think he's going to keep the title and possibly even win. There is a chance where he keeps the title until Berlin, and then that's when he loses it, and then Gable gets that complete redemption of I beat you in front of your family, just like you beat me in front of my family. Now niggas is crying on your side.
Nah, that'd be wicked, bro. If like Gunther's in Berlin and like he loses, you understand like the magnitude of like that. Like that'd be fucking dope to see.
Yeah, and
It would be
first
fucking
time
crazy.
wrestling in Germany since
And he loses.
I'm pretty sure they did random tours since he's been on the main roster. But yeah, like if he finally lost the title to some pipsqueak who he made daughter cry finally, in his own country, like that would be good. That's just as good storytelling as people wanting Cody to wait until Madison Square Garden or whatever bullshit people want. So I think it's plausible.
If Gunther tapped to an ankle lock in Germany, bro, like nah, that's.
Oh, that'd be
I'd
fire.
pay money for that.
That'd
I'd pay money for that.
But yeah, one last thing before we go to Dynamite, I would like to shout out Sammy for working this hard during Ramadan, and just shout out to anyone celebrating Ramadan right now, because that's
absolutely
just any athlete that's a vegan or like does fasting, and you're playing football while you're fasting, or doing just any athlete that
doing
does
anything athletic,
yeah,
any professional athlete doing that. That's crazy.
That's cool shit. It's crazy. Shout out to you. Please make sure you drink your water, eat your grapes, and whatever else you're allowed to eat. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool shit, man. Shout out to anyone who celebrates and cool.
Shout out to all y'all. Shout out to all my Muslims out there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Dynamite time, baby. I've actually been waiting for this one.
Big business.
I was really excited. Big business, baby. I've had it stuck in my head this entire time while we filming this. I had it stuck in my head at work. I woke up the next morning and all I was saying was CEO. CEO. So as the show kicks off, they waste no time. We get the Mercedes Mone straight off the gate, similar to how they did Punk. Like we're not gonna waste it. Y'all know she's here. Y'all know he was there. Let's fucking go. We get Mercedes Mone.
I would like to say I'm glad that they started out with her. I'm glad that she opened the show.
Yeah. Don't wait. I don't need to wait, bro. Let's just do this shit.
Yeah. I will say I wish he would have announced that she was just going to be there. Only because they would have sold more. But I understand keeping secrets anyway because I like surprises, so I'm not going to dock them for not doing it. But I would say in hindsight, you guys could have, because last time that they were at that same arena, they had like 4,000 more seats sold, and I just feel like if they would have said, "Yo, this big gonna be here," then I feel like they would have got more seats. But that is what it is.
But at the same time, like they were very like open with like the big business in Boston. Like you knew, like
Yeah, but you know,
there,
it was hinted. They've hinted at her multiple times to like if I was in that
it was
area,
like there was
yeah,
cash. There was like cash symbols in like the fucking fonts and shit. It was like there
yeah,
was no way you could not have got the hints.
yeah. No, I know, but if you're used to being burned, then it's like you might not want to. If you live in Providence, you might not want to drive that 3 hours in for a just in case because you know she was supposed to show up before Wembley, and there was I don't know. There's been multiple times she was supposed to show, quote unquote. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's just nitpick. They it did good. It was fine. It was good. Please go for it.
The first thing I noticed is that I loved like I forgot like how much like I missed like seeing like her on TV. I genuinely enjoy like her uh like happiness. Like she was genuinely happy to be there. Like she wanted to be there. Like she definitely missed the ring. Like I haven't seen her wrestle since what it was like 2022, right? Like it's been 2 years. And granted, she's wrestled in Japan and shit like that, but like I haven't seen her on TV in a while. One thing I noticed that, or not noticed, but I was reading was that she had been signed with them for a couple months now, since about December, which makes sense because around December was like the Rumble talkings of whether she was going to sign back with WWE and contract talks was falling off and everything like that. Also hearing that she got a fucking bag, and we're not pocket watching, but if you got a bag, congratulations. Go and take care of your family. That's what this is all about. As far as like the promo, I love the entrance. The CEO was hella like catchy, and that's what you need in a fucking song, is something that the fucking fans can chant at you.
Easy. It was a smart decision, easy decision too. Because
Yeah.
sheeps like to be sheeps, and yeah, CEO
Like,
CEO,
come on, man.
CEO.
You see,
I'm just
it's
saying, niggas
something
like
that
to cheer for
anybody
stuff.
can chant.
Yeah,
It's you can go to fucking Switzerland and do that, and everybody gonna say CEO. Like it's just something that's easy to that can be like said everywhere.
it's it's smart. I'm not being facetious. No, that's smart.
I did see because people was like she just doesn't need to rap on it. I'm like, bro, let people have fun, do what the fuck they want to do. I don't care. Here's the thing. I'm a producer. I've been in the studio where niggas can't rap. I've lived it. So this shit did not bother me at all. Like, I've seen you want to see some shit? I got some shit. All right. So with that being said, let her have fun. I'm okay with it, bro.
I only listened to like 20 seconds of it. But one of the tweets I saw, it was like this reminds me of when Riley Reid did her rap song. And I'm like,
oh, I didn't even know that existed. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh man, it is so it is bad. It is bad. She says the N word a lot.
Huh?
Yeah, it is bad. It is bad.
Oh fuck yeah! I had no idea that exists. Shout out to like Riley Reid getting a spot on the fucking wrestling podcast. That's fucking funny. She in the promo she had said something very interesting in that like she said AEW is the only place where the revolution can be global, and at the time this is before we got the announcement of like WWE doing like the Bloodsport thing. But I think from an aspect where she's coming from, she's kind of right. It's like you can wrestle like CMLL, New Japan, you can do Stardom, or there is rumors of Stardom because there was like some Stardom wrestlers in ROH this week. So like as far as like wrestling people from around the world, AEW is probably the best place to do that. But now whether or not you're gonna get a lot of stories and build for that, that's up to TK and whoever else does the booking. But yeah, I agree with the aspect of like, this is where the world comes to like fucking wrestle. As she leaves the promo, she does a CEO with her fingers, and I just thought that was kind of funny because like a little foreshadowing to like the DMD, and that that's gonna happen like at some point in time. So whenever Britt gets healthy, hopefully she is healthy. Hopefully she's like in a cool mental space to come and wrestle. I would definitely love to see DMD versus CEO. Like that's fucking money.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that as far as the three letters. Yeah.
Like that's you can hear that like the crowd chanting DMD and the CEO going back and forth in the arena. Like that's going to happen.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would wait on that too, though. Personally,
no, yeah, that's like we can pull that, in Vegas, double or nothing or some shit like that. You can sit on it if you needed to. I looked at like the last time I saw Britt too, or last time Britt was on TV, it was like in September. So Britt has been like off for a while now. And once again, like whether that's like you just need time to just chill and just reprocess shit, or if you're going through an injury, 'cause I know you did have like the back injury. Do you heal up? This shit, they gonna be here. From there, we get Adam Cole promo that's kind of like directed towards like or about Wardlow, where like he was this guy that was deceived and lied to. He's locked up by an evil man, which is who was a true devil, and is based around MJF and whatnot. Very creative, but I don't know. It didn't really do a lot for me.
Ass.
Didn't do much for me. It didn't do much for me at all. I honestly didn't think the promo was necessary, because the promo should come from the person who's challenging the champion, but that's just me. We get the next match is Joe versus Wardlow for the AEW Championship. And this is kind of cool because the first match is a championship match. I do like how AEW always starts off with like a fucking banger, or what they deem to be like a main event worthy match. Has some great power spots from Wardlow. Just him doing like, just beefy shit. He had a knee spot that was like where he sold the injury that was really fucking dope. And then as like the ref was trying to like, check on him in his knee, he fucking eye gouges Joe. Just dirty tactics. So he's seeing like a little bit of like, heel work there by Wardlow. All in all, the match comes to a finish where Joe puts him in the cocaine clutch and he just, he passes out.
Chokes this man
overall,
out.
What?
Overall? No, go for your overall so I can drop mine.
Yeah, overall, we could have waited for this one. I'm gonna go.
That's the nicest way of putting it. Yeah. Overall, this match shouldn't have fucking happened, because overall, what the fuck does Wardlow do now? I can tell you what he does. You can put a fork in him, because the nigga is pasta. He's cooked, bro. Honestly, I'm sorry. And this is not on him as a human being, but that nigga's cooked. Keep him off my TV. They already repackaged him twice. What can they do? He talked all that shit these last 2 weeks, and he got choked out in 10 minutes. That was a 10-minute match.
It's true.
What the fuck? What is the kingdom supposed to do?
I don't. Let's kind of like follow the power of like Roderick. Like they're probably gonna lean more on Roderick than anything. But like that's what I don't understand. It is that like why do this now?
He has a paperweight title, or no? He has the intergalactic. Okay, bro. They did. Bruh, Wardlow is well done. You better start learning car packages, my brother. You better start speaking insurance, because you're gonna be selling Jacksonville Jaguars soon. Because what else are you supposed to do? What is he supposed to do, bruh?
That's a lot of hate. I ain't gonna say all
I'm
that.
not
That's crazy. This man went.
I feel bad. Nuts. This isn't hate. This is sympathy. I feel bad.
You called this man a car insurance salesman. Like that's
what else
crazy.
He's already won the TNT. He lost. He spit all that passion. I got screwed out of the title, blah. Even though there's evidence where he had an opportunity to go after MJF and he turned it down. So that's you.
And because
that's
like,
on you. You're stupid, sir. But bro. He got choked out in 10 minutes. Joe punked his ass. He sunned him. Respectfully. Again, this is all character stuff. He sunned his ass. He was talking all this shit. Adam Cole's like, he's going to win. He's going to give me the belt.
He's going to give me the belt, yeah.
The nigga lost in 10 minutes.
Bro.
And
the crazy part is that he gets choked out, right? He's choked out. He loses. And then Swerve comes out. So you don't even get a chance to digest the loss. Like it's like, no, we're on to like Swerve. So literally, what does he do next? Like I don't know. And that's just on like the way that AEW is booking. I will say like it was a solid match from them, but as far as like storylines and shit like that, I don't fucking know. But AEW's also been very storyline less, like, or light. They don't really do.
I mean, they're doing a little better since the Peppermint hire, but again, I mean, look, in the 4 years, bro, Wardlow, man, bruh, if I'm him, I'm looking at the date of my contract and waiting, just waiting to call.
But see, this is what I mean. Is that, like, I think Wardlow would fit better on the E. I think that, like, he has the physique and the push to where they'll put him on the E or whatever. Like, you put Wardlow next to, I don't know, somebody in fucking NXT and just watch what the fuck they do. Like,
I want to see Wardlow versus Bronson. I want to see Wardlow. I mean, I don't. Man, he might have to.
Wardlow doing the Powerbomb Symphony in NXT would be crazy. Because like they're gonna love that shit.
He might have to pull Aaron Rodgers and go into the dark doing ayahuasca for like a couple months, bro. Because I don't know how you build this character back. How do you make him believable?
Groups, like, you gotta, like, do the solo shit. Like, his strongest run was when he was a champion. He was by himself fucking people up. Like, putting him in a group just does not work unless this motherfucker is the leader of the group. Similar to the sense of how, like, you know, RIP, but, like, you know, Brody was like, he was running the Dark Order to where, like, he was the big boss. Wardlow is supposed to be the big boss, not the henchman. He's been the henchman for 2 other superstars now. It's like, we can't do that, bro.
I mean, he looks like a henchman to me. He got a henchman look. He got a henchman win record. He got a. I don't know. He's not giving Bane to me. He's giving the dude you fight before you fight Bane.
This is the thug in the Arkham Asylum. Bro, he's just waiting for the Batman punch.
Yeah, bro. He's like it's like when you think
you're playing Spider-Man and you got to, like, slide under the big nigga. Like, I see what it is.
Yeah, it's like you think the big bad is Riddler. You have to go through Mr. Zaz just to get to Riddler. Turns out it was Joker all along in the fucking first place. and Clayface, some bullshit like, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
His character.
I'm glad we're on the same page. We're just disappointed, just overall.
Yeah, and I was like, they shouldn't have done the match this soon. They should have waited. Nah. Honestly, Wardlow shouldn't even won that match. They should have just did Hook again, or something. They should.
But see, you can't squash Hook like that either. Like, if they would have let Hook win, they would have pushed Hook out.
Well, now he's with the succubus Jericho, and that's.
See, and I have thoughts on that too. We'll get to that.
All right, yeah, all right. Man.
After that, Swerve comes out battling security with a chain in hand. He has his chain that he's going to attack Joe with. The next match we get is the Elite, which is the new form Elite, which is Bucks and Okada versus Penta, Pac, and Eddie King, or Eddie Kingston. Yeah. We get a heel promo earlier from the Elite where Okada is forcing the interviewer to sing Happy Birthday, which is just, it kind of fit because, like, the man has no emotion on his face. So I can't tell, like, you know, if he's being serious, he's being sarcastic, he's being like an asshole. Like, and so the promo just worked to where he's like, oh no, like, it's his birthday. Like, you know, go ahead, like, sing it to him. And you have, like, this weird, like, presence of, like, I can't tell if this man is joking or not. Very cool promo, very, like, simple promo. As far as the match goes, I think it was a very equal showing from everybody. But once they got back from the break, like the commercial break, everything went fucking crazy. And, like, Pac had some good moments.
Yeah, he had some good spots.
Eddie Kingston definitely got the blunt end of, like, the force here. He's getting fucked up by everybody. In particular, getting fucked up by Okada. I think Okada's finisher is called the Rainmaker, which is a clothesline, which I was like, and it's the thing is, I've never seen Okada, so I've never seen him wrestle, so I didn't know what his finisher was, and see, like, oh, the Rainmaker is a clothesline. It's like,
a ripcord clothesline where you go behind the person, pause, and then I'm hitting all sorts of mics, and you flip them over and then clothesline. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool to see. So that was new for me to like experience that. It's definitely setting up Okada versus Eddie for the Continental, because after the match ends, the Bucks win, of course, the Elite wins, and he's holding the belt. And typically when you hold the belt, it's like, it's just showing that you want to go after that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get the Continental the Continental Championship with Okada versus Eddie. Potentially at Dynasty in April. Also, good note about this match is that the Bucks wrestle completely different when they wrestle with Penta. Like something about their chemistry is fucking like spot on. Like maybe it is the fact that they wrestle a lot together.
It's spot on because it's a spot fest.
Yeah, I mean that's just AEW though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
That's what it is.
If someone took that negative, that's up to them. I'm just saying it's very indie-rific. It's just exchanging a bunch of attacks.
But
I'm not saying it's
I
bad.
love that shit.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying because like that's just like it's just a spot thing that you go for spot. That's how they work.
Yeah.
Enjoyable, but sometimes overdone sometimes as well. From there, we get an Ospreay promo, in particular about Bryan Danielson. So that's set up already at Dynasty as well. Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. I'm okay with that. Like that's gonna be another fucking banger. I don't know how much work. I'm curious to see the working style of working with Daniel with Ospreay, especially with his last 2 matches where there's a lot of spots, a lot of hard spots, and you can't do those hard spots with Bryan. That's not.
It's going to be
really his thing.
It's going to be the same thing but more technical. So it's going to be like a German off the top rope and into an arm bar, and then a Phoenix Flash into a headlock or some shit.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was thinking too. Like not slam spots, but more so like, oh, it's gonna be an Irish whip into a fucking ankle block, and then back into an arm bar, and then a figure 4 or some shit.
Well, yeah. Ospreay will still be flashy, but yeah, Daniel probably is gonna try to work the more methodic and just try to pick him apart. He'll probably work the heel, and he'll probably play the heel role in this because I'm pretty sure they want to make Ospreay a babyface.
He'll probably as far as like in ring work, he'll probably work on like the back because like his back was hurt and stuff like that. So you see some back shots and shit.
Yeah,
whoa, that's wild. From there we get the Darby versus Jay White. One big note from this is that solo Jay White is definitely much more in like. I enjoy seeing that more than I see him with like the trios. Solo Jay White is fucking solid.
That's why he was the biggest free agent at the time.
Yeah, that motherfucker needed to be by himself. This whole trio shit is great, but put that man on the run by himself. He's good.
He's damaged too, technically, but they're working on him.
As far as like this is a very normal match for Darby.
Yeah.
It was in my notes. It was like some risky spots that should not have been taken. It was just I don't know, bro. Because like the spots that this is what kills me about AEW is that the spots that they want you to be hyped about, like, oh, it was great. Oh my god, look at the hard hitting. What, bro? He missed and he fucking broke his back on the side of the ring apron. Like, I get it because it's supposed to be like that looks painful, but that was a dumb move. Like, it made no sense.
And it's wrestling, so you have to take
sell everything.
You have to and you have to like kind of like expand your disbelief a little bit. It's wrestling. Like there's a dinosaur in this promotion. There's the Undertaker. He's a zombie.
Right.
We have to but when it comes to again, this is at the end of the day, it's fake fighting. Okay, so if this was a fight, why the fuck would I do a move that could kill me in order just to beat you? I mean, look, the risk and the reward is vastly different, is what I'm trying to say. Like in a fight, like whether it's scripted or real, usually like if you're gonna do something to your opponent, it should make sense. And what he did again with the coffin drop, which I brought up earlier, it didn't make a lick of sense. Even if you landed that move, he's more than likely still going to kick out just based off of how the ring style of like how they do things here. So the risk versus the reward is just. I get the Daredevil shit because Jeff Hardy was the same way, but he didn't just do shit to just.
But there was
a
goal
all the time
with it.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing with Darby is that kills me is that like there's no goal with your Daredevil shit. It's similar to the sense of like Mox is bleeding every match, but we know for the fact that he wants to win the match. I get that there's a goal with Darby. I don't know if you're just doing this because you like pain or you're just doing this because like you're actually attempting to hit this move on somebody. either way,
He's a
some
fucking
of the shit be like
masochist.
to keep. Yeah, I
He is
agree
a
with that. That's kind of
masochist. Every single story I hear
like he just
about him
loves
is like
fucking pain.
he likes. Yes, bro. Like there's websites for this, bro. Like
The thing, he broke his foot on one of those spots. The spot that he did, it wasn't like, you know, Jay had tripped him up or like it was a botch move by Jay. Like he broke his foot on a match that he did.
yeah,
Like
and he didn't
or
have to do it.
on a spot that he did. Yeah, or a
He
move that he
could
did.
he
Like
could have been on Mount Everest in 2 weeks, but no, he had to wrestle like a fucking idiot. Like not every match has to be some crazy. Like I get that's your character, but not every match has to be that. Not every match, bro. You could have a regular fucking like the match with him and Punk. Like I'm sure it was Punk's idea, but it's like, bro, like we can have a regular match and still get a fucking story told.
yeah,
You
we
can
don't
still
need
get
to
put
have
over.
everything. Yeah.
And then
Oh, go ahead.
Jesus. I was gonna go on a different point. It just fucking no, I don't even want to talk about because I was gonna bring up Dave Meltzer. Anyway, continue.
Okay, so some risky spots that shouldn't have happened. Jay ends up winning. Jay attempts to give Darby like a chair shot, but then Darby is saved by the Acclaim, or in particular Billy. And Billy's like, you know, we don't do this. What the hell are you doing? Jay then takes a chair, hits Billy. Bullet Club turns on the Acclaimed. Bullet Club then goes back to attack Darby, probably writing him off for his climb to Mount Everest. That was in my notes. My question with this is that what was the fucking point? Because the whole point, I got you. The whole point of this shit was the fact that y'all got together to take down the Undisputed Kingdom, just to disband. Not even a month later. What the fuck was the point?
Didn't fight the Kingdom one time
At all. Didn't interact with them. Didn't a promo in the fucking backstage. What was it? What was the point? What was the reason? In my Cardi B voice, what was the reason? Yeah, maybe they just need to quickly write it off. Maybe they figured out the story wasn't gonna go nowhere. Let's just fucking exit off. Because at the time, I think I said it when they got together that like they're gonna split up, and the move is to just have them three battle it out.
Yeah, honestly, I think part of it is because I don't know, man. Yeah, this whole thing is confusing. If we with the Wardlow shit and then this shit, it's just really confusing. I think a huge part of it is probably because there's no telling when Cole's probably coming back or something,
Or
MJF. Wait, I mean, it's rumored he might show up at Dynasty, but we'll see because I guess he used to be in a group called Dynasty or some shit or something. I don't know, but yeah, man, it's perplexing. It doesn't make any sense.
It's hard to do an angle or a storyline when like the leader of the group is injured and the guy who's also part of the story that this all happened to is also injured and out, or not injured but just out. So I get that you want to create this group, but we should have done this like later. But that's just AEW and their storytelling. A lot of like pivoting. I get it, but it's convoluted, and hopefully they get better at that. This leads into the main event, which is Rio versus Willow. I absolutely love this fucking match.
Hook and Jericho
match.
versus Gates of Agony.
Oh shit! Look how my brain works.
I mean, it was a Jericho match, so. Which also, so he's the Lionheart Jericho because I talked about it. So maybe he heard me
talk about this shit.
Because he's coming out with music or different music for the characters. The pop ain't hitting though, so clearly it's not working. Just because. Hey man, just because you come out to the music that you had when you was 20 years old doesn't mean you're gonna work the same as you were when you were 20 years old. So something has to like give, you know.
You know what's funny about that is that like that's the same shit that you just described to where like, bro, it's not pop, it's not connected for somebody. It's the exact same shit that happened to Rock on SmackDown this Friday, right? Because like I saw people like, why did he change up his music? I was like, y'all motherfuckers don't know who the fuck Hollywood Rock is, and I had to realize, bro, that's fucking 20 years ago. So yes, people are like, if you're not a true diehard fan of some shit, you're not gonna know. And I definitely didn't know Jericho's music. I only know Break the Walls and Judas. That is it for me. as far as Lionheart and all the and Painmaker, I don't know none of that shit. So you just have to be in the loop for that. Anywho, Jericho versus Hook versus Gates of Agony. For this one, I like. There's a dude in Gates of Agony. I think his name is Bishop Khan, and I like him a lot. I like the ring gear. I like the image that he's trying to sell. I just don't like the fact that they're always making these motherfuckers lose, especially when they're supposed to be fucking heels. This I don't know. I'm not too sold on Hook just yet. I don't think he can talk.
No,
I don't think that like his promos is solid. I think they're getting away with, you know, the submission, the suplexes that he can do, which are impressive for a guy his size. But I definitely think there's more development to be had in Hook. And he's still young. He's fairly new. Like he's clearly this is his first major run of some shit. And I know that the angle that they're working with Jericho is that Jericho is just putting over stars, right? That's what he's doing. But
that's
the
what
thing
he
is,
says he's doing.
And the thing is, I'll give him that because like Danny, I won't say Danny's a star, but Danny came out of that better than what he was before.
Look at how. What is he doing?
Danny. No, not like
he's losing. He's been losing since.
No. See, look, what I'm thinking about is like what I'm talking about is more so like talking and getting people interested in who the fuck you are. Like I didn't know who Danny Garcia was last year, but I do know who he is this year.
Gotcha.
And I think that like having that like push of a hey, we're gonna work in your promos and you're gonna do this odd fucking dance is gonna people are gonna connect with. Like you're just a better individual.
There ain't nothing odd about thrusting your hips, my guy.
Either way,
that's the most relatable part about him. I can relate to that. I see myself in that. Pause. I see myself doing that. Maybe pause that too. You know what? Continue. I'm gonna mute myself for a hot second.
Oh fuck, that's funny, bro. It's like that man thrusting. He remind me of me. Either way, Jericho. I'm one of the people where it's like, bro, just get him off the TV, just take a rest for a little bit. But I understand like his goal. He's supposed to be AEW's Miz. He's supposed to be putting people over. That's what he's doing right now, and he's doing it in all variations of his characters, which I don't like. But it's all right. It's whatever. It's not everything's meant for me to like. Not everything's meant for me to understand. I'm okay with that. I need Cook to have more intensity when he does his moves. Like when he does like the Red Room, I need to like see like some kind of strain or just something more. They had a spot where they did like the Red Rum and the walls at the same time.
Yeah, and Khan,
and the dude like
it was Khan.
Yeah, but the thing is like that's like a finisher kind of situation to where you're supposed to tap out to that. Like they just let it go, or he got hit and he let it go. When once again, I'm not a wrestler, so I don't know how this shit's all planned out or how like the fucking matches are supposed to go or the spots in matches are supposed to go. But I just thought it'd be better as a finisher.
Well,
it sets up Jericho.
Is that not how they won? Didn't he tap to both? Like because they both had him in the submission finisher in their submission finisher.
I swear I thought I saw it early in the match and he got hit and like he had broke out of it, or Khan had broke out of it.
It's one of my last notes before the backstage interview.
Maybe that's how it did go. Maybe I'm wrong.
I have no idea.
My bad.
I don't remember fully. Hook got the win somehow. He got. I don't know. Let me see. He got the win.
Like he definitely got the win.
Their team is called Lion Hook. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're not. And also, I hate that shit too. Not everything needs to be. We're not a stable, bro. If we just team them one time, we're not a stable. This is Chris Jericho and this is Hook. We're not like
Jericho, Jericho, Awesome Truth. I understand it, but you can't get
Jericho
a name.
Appreciation Society. It's like stop.
You can't name us in 2 matches, bro, and then want to fight me the week after. Come on,
yeah,
now.
like
you can't name the group in 2 weeks and then want to fight me in the 3rd week. Come on, man.
Hopefully, like maybe this is just an off match that I didn't like. I typically like other Hook shit, so hopefully next week when it's just a 1-on-1, he gets back. He's more back in his bag. It was just very interesting tag match. Now we get into the main event, which I already said before: Rio versus Willow. Love this match. I in my notes I was like, I could use the extra 5 to 10 minutes of this match. There were some good spots in there. Willow's really good at selling because there's a lot of moments where it's like, there's no way that she's supposed to be doing this, but Willow is, of course, leading the dance on like some of these German spots, and like there was another like belly to belly spot in here as well that was kind of crazy. Overall, dope match. Was going to be my match of the week, but I went back and watched the Sami and Chad after this to kind of see how I felt about it, and I just leaned more with that. I think Sami and Chad, or Sami and Gable had that one for sure. Overall, dope spots. Rhea had some a Northern Light spot that was dope. The finish after the finish with the sideways power bomb by Willow. I gotta get the name of that. I believe that is her finisher. Mercedes comes out to save
Dr.
Willow.
Bomb.
Wait, Dr. Bomb.
Love her, but it wasn't enough to save her. Yeah, Dr. Bomb.
After you executes the Dr. Bomb, Mercedes comes out to save Willow from Julia Hart and Sky Blue, because Julia Hart comes out to attack Willow, because that's what the whole angle is the TBS Championship. Yep. My question with that is like, why didn't your friends come and help you? Like, where was Stokes and Stat? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Was Statlander at the show at all?
Yeah, they came out to let her. They came out with her, so like they showed Stoke and Stat like coming out the entrance, and then she walks out by herself. But I was like, well, if you're getting jumped, shouldn't they have been the first ones to like come out and help you?
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean that could be a story thing. Since like not Rio, since Willow and Mercedes, they don't seem like ops at the moment. I mean, Mercedes helped her, so I don't think they're immediately ops. If this is the way that they're going, I'm here for it. But yeah, not like I said, I didn't think it would have been a good idea for the CEO to immediately go against Timeless Tony. So if the CEO goes after the TBS belt or title first, that would be cool. Make her the workhorse champion. That way we'll see her on TV every week. Maybe elevate some of these ladies or something. But yeah, I would wait to pull the trigger versus her and Tony and her and the DMD. Like those are your two biggest money matches with Mercedes at the moment. I would hold them off for a while, but Tony likes to do the dream match immediately. So we'll see, but yeah, we'll see. But if she goes for the TBS start, I think that's a good start. We don't got to put her. You got to put her to the main title immediately. But if she's in a title picture and she's on the weekly show, putting people over, I mean, not putting them over in the sense of losing, but putting them over in the sense of making them look good by beating her in spots, a little bit. Yeah. I think it's a good look, and and that way she doesn't have that pressure of. I don't know. I think it's a good look if they go that route, but we'll see. It's still early.
It makes sense because, like, if Tony is carrying the women's championship, that's great. That one already has its popularity and semi-prestige right now, so you have to build that for the TBS women's title, and you got to get eyes on that. And I think a good way to do that is by having Mercedes in that picture right now to kind of like elevate eyes over there. Maybe even down the line, you do it. What if it's a triple threat? It's Willow, Julia, and Mercedes at Dynasty. Like, I'm cool with that as well. I'm cool with just being Julia and Willow, and then maybe Mercedes in her corner to help her out. Like, whatever the case may be and how you want to play it, keep her on that side of the field for right now, and we should be good to go. She also comes out in a different gear, too. Like, she started with one gear set, and then comes out to finish the show in a different gear set, which I thought was kind of cool. She did mention Willow in that first promo too, that her and Willow have like unfinished business, and that she was ready to like shake it up with all the women back there. So hopefully we get to see that.
Yeah.
There was also just a side tangent or side note, there was like a different like promo like package that they did for Dynamite, because you know they got a new logo, new look and whatnot, and inside the promo they had Mercedes in like the actual like commercial segment of the promo, which is actually really cool. It just shows that they're trying to keep up with the production standards, and some of the production standards have gotten a little bit better. They did some shots of like outside the arena, which they don't really do too much of, and you can see they're trying to elevate their shit a little bit. You know, a little nod at the E and how the E does shit, but we all know the E working that 8K fucking cameras and shit like that, so you got a long way to go. But I respect the attempts to try to change it up. Yeah, that was Dynamite. How did you personally feel about Mercedes coming back, and like how did you take the promo?
The promo was fine. I'm going to try to hold as much judgment as I can. I am going to give these niggas, they have 6 months for me to see a change in the women's division. And I don't think and I think Mercedes is a catalyst for that. And then once DMD comes back, that should help. But they get 6 months, and if I don't see some change in this division, because even tonight was still, there's this is like their 4th time ever having 2 women matches on the show. It's just random shit like that.
And I think it was their first time having like a women's main event match, which I respect. But
third, I want to say third. I want to say third because they had one this year, and then for sure, Britt and Thunder was their very first one. They had one. I want to say
main event of that match.
I think that cage match that they had. I think so.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Either way, this is like their 3rd or 4th women's main event ever, and so that's one per year essentially. If you just do that quick math. But anyway, I'm saying, look, I'm gonna try to hold any judgment. I'm not gonna try to talk any shit. I just want to see a difference, and I know Rome wasn't built in a day. That's why I'm giving them 6 months for me to see a difference in this women's division, as far as whether it's in-ring promos or whether it's just more matches or whether it's just more time in said matches or just something something like the same argument I have for WWE's women's tag division is the same argument I have for AEW's women's division as a whole, and I just need to see some consistency. And I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna give them 6 months in time to do that. And honestly, I feel like that's gracious. But as far as the promo went, it was fine. It was I feel like it's a typical. I'm home, and I mean she's in Boston. Hey, I'm back in the business. She got a little teary eyed for a little bit, so you could tell that she wants to wrestle. She obviously loves wrestling. If you know anything about her, you know that she loves it for for what it is. And yeah, and seeing her twice in the same night, she opened and closed the show. That's good. Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah,
I'm just glad she chose the job.
Fair. 6 months, fair. 6 months puts them in September, which puts us like right after All In, and I think that's a good like marker to be like, okay, by this time we should have something different. I don't know what I'm looking for as far as like growth and whatnot. I just want to see more women in the picture, storylines, that kind of shit. I think All In's a good indicator of that. And if the booking from the past 3 weeks have shown that they're trying, we're going in the right direction. I'll be some hiccups here and there, but the last 3 weeks haven't been as unbearable. They're not unbearable. They haven't been as bad. It hasn't been all wrestly. It's been like some good like storylines and shit like that. That they're trying.
And they need and then last thing they need to bring fucking not Ember Moon. What's her fucking? They need to bring Athena. Taya Valkyrie. They need to take them out of ROH prison because they're some of the better women. Like most of their better women talent are on ROH, which no one fucking watches. Like Athena should be on TV.
Hey! I was watching ROH this morning.
Right, but okay, well, you're part of the 1,000. That's good, but like Athena is one of their best wrestlers. She should be on TV.
I agree.
Why is she on YouTube or whatever the streaming site or whatever it is? You know,
what's also funny about that is that like because Ty was in the RH episode that I watched. Athena was doing a promo, and then in the Athena promo, Sheeta pops out. So Sheeta faces Athena on Supercard on April 5th, which is right before or the Friday before Mania and shit. So it's like those three women are down in ROH, and they should be on your main roster. And we can swap. We can do like three women from there that should be, on the roster. Take three women that should be on ROH.
And that's having a show on Friday, the go home show on SmackDown. That's not going to do good numbers. I don't think it's smart.
Nah, that's more.
I mean, I don't know if it's going up the same exact time, but I wouldn't say it's the smartest idea. But then again, it's WrestleMania weekend. Everyone's wrestling, like every promotion.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
which is why I want to go to a Mania, like not go to a Mania per se, but I want to be in the same city as a Mania because so much shit goes on. Like it brings. And that's so many different things.
That's what I think they're doing is that like they know the audience is going to be there. Because it's GCW on the Thursday, and you got ROH on Friday, which I think ROH was based in Philadelphia, so that's why they're doing it then. But it also makes sense business wise. Yeah. And then you got SmackDown there, and then you got fucking Mania there on Saturday, Sunday. It's just all out wrestling. Mm-hmm. So no matter what show, let's say hypothetically,
and then Mania,
we couldn't get fucking WrestleMania, Wale Mania. If we couldn't get WrestleMania tickets, it's like, oh well, we can go see the ROH show, we can go see the GCW show. You're going to have a whole bunch of people who don't want to see like WWE. You're going to have those weird fans who are going to try to spite one another and like not go to like each other's shows and shit, just weird shit. But all in all, they know the money's there in Philly that weekend. Makes sense. What I did not know, and I saw this when Mercedes popped up, she has a crazy following. Like her fan base is like loyal, diehard, fucking like almost punk like she has a crazy fucking following.
Honestly, I would say it's stronger than Punk's.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't want to say it. It's crazy.
No, her fans, it's Minaj level. It's
yes.
Like they will dox you.
Swifty level.
Like they will dox you. Like they like her stands are so. And that's another thing. That's another reason why I'm giving it 6 months, because if Mercedes if she's the same Mercedes that walked out on WWE 2 years ago, or walked out on WWE 2 years before that, or walked out a year before that,
what you saying? She could do it again? What you
saying? Absolutely. Tony Khan, fucking. We didn't talk about the Miro thing, but Miro and Lana broke up. Miro moved. He moved back to Bulgaria. He'll show up to work when he fucking wants to. He gives Okada and Ospreay the here nigga damn show up when you need to package. If Mercedes is upset, there's no reason. There's no. I'm not saying she will do it, but I'm just saying who's to say that she's not going to pull a Punk, or she's not going to pull exactly what she did the SummerSlam when she's supposed to fight Bianca, or fucking literally just when her and Naomi walked out. Like when she I can't wait to see how her stands react when she takes her first like 2 losses. That's what I wanted, because if Tony thinks that those random WWE bots with 30 numbers in their thing is crazy, wait till you get her stands in your fucking mentions. It's not good. It's scary shit.
It's crazy because like I saw that it was the reason why I say that is that I saw her pop up and I was like, man, the buzz is really high for some reason. I'm seeing a lot of fucking accounts talk about this shit, and one of them was like, Tony better not play with Mercedes. We're not gonna play that shit. And I'm like, wait, who the fuck is? I ain't never seen you talk about. And then you check the account, it's like Mercedes Mone, Sasha Stan, like she's the one. Like I'm like, yo, this is frightening.
They're just as bad as the Barbs, bro. Like I mean,
just as bad as the Barbs.
When I mean bad, I mean dangerous. People do not dox me.
Yeah. No. We love her over here. Hey, I'm a fan.
Yes.
Yeah. So hopefully, like they're gonna figure some shit out. The booking's gonna be good. The flexibility in the home life is also kind of cool, and I think that's what's gonna keep people coming to work is that you're able to go home and see your family, shit like that. Yeah. But yeah, that was AEW. Shout out to Mercedes Mone for getting her debut. Cannot wait to see more of that. Right now, we're gonna jump into a quick audio break, and then we get back from the audio break. We're gonna drop some more gospel on you.
Oh
If you
man.
smell what we're cooking. All right, we'll be right back, people.
Yes, boy.
My mentality when I do start to be like, damn, this is a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, that's what it's supposed to feel like. If you are going toward what the vision look like, and that's like greatness. That's, you know, on multiple levels.
Mm-hmm.
That's the vision that I'm working toward. So I'm like, I just think about that. Like, this shit ain't supposed to feel, you know, comfortable.
Welcome back. Hope you like the tune, hook like the audio. I might play some shit off of like this album I did a long time ago because the production was really dope. I played it for a friend the other day. He was like, "Bro, you got to put this shit out." Actually, y'all might get one in this episode. Oh no, we'll see. From there, we're gonna jump into SmackDown.
Yeah.
You want to take this one away? I know you got some shit to say, and I got some shit to say too.
Well, usually.
Damn, I got a lot of shit to say about this.
Yeah, usually. I want you to go first.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So, the show starts off. Rock opens the show. We get the Hollywood Rock theme back, which is cool.
I love it.
Not necessary, but cool. Not hating on it. Just wasn't necessary. We already.
It's cooking.
It's just
love it. Oh my goosebumps.
I would say it's cool because each, like, the last 3 weeks has been something new. Last week we got the whole Black Adam lightning shit. The week before that, the eyes of the bull were red for the first time, and now we get the Hollywood Rock theme back, which is cool. Rock comes out. It's been hinted we were getting a Rock concert. Okay, all right. So before the concert, again, Rock drops a promo the day of, early. This one, thank God, was less than 10 minutes.
Didn't watch it. I saw it, did not watch it.
You know, and the title should have been "Off is a button you could press" because it wasn't that good. Okay. I was being a little facetious. It was fine.
Okay.
It was fine. The thing about these promos, which, you know, it might go over some people's head or not. He repeats a lot of the shit that he says on the show that he says in these promos, and a reason for that is because obviously time, and also he gets to cuss more. So it's like if you watch the show, he hits a lot of the talking points in just even the last 3 weeks. A lot of the talking points he hits were in the previous promos that he released. This one was better. He says all the same stuff about the belt and giving it to his mom. So for the first, like, because you know how I hate how he smacks his fucking arms about the goosebumps and the shit, the mana,
the chills.
It's the mana. He actually put the camera close on his arm, and he legitimately had goosebumps.
I'm trying to tell you, I've been telling you this shit for like 8 episodes now. Like, yes, bro, it's goosebumps,
bro. Am I the only person concerned about this? Why is talking to a camera in a room by yourself giving you goosebumps?
It's just chills. Like, it's like you ain't never like walked into a place where like, damn, bro, I got goosebumps from like how exciting, how live this shit is. I've had it happen.
In a room by yourself, yelling at the camera? Nah. Look, medical.
When you passionate, you just getting. I don't know. Never in a room by myself. But when he comes out, that makes more sense. I ain't never had goosebumps just like by myself in front of the mirror. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. To me, it's concerning. But at least,
a medical condition.
But what I can say is, at least he's not a liar. Because I saw that shit and I was like,
yeah,
this thing,
it's like this thing really got goosebumps.
Yeah, I was like, bro, what the fuck is going on, bro? Are you cold? Like, but I dead ass like, I literally thought he was capping every single time he said it. I thought it was just a thing he said.
No.
Just like the Mana, granted Mana, that is a part of their culture and shit, but I thought it was just something that he said. Anyway, The Rock starts this promo off before he goes into the song. It gives babyface. He talks about how he usually talks shit on crowds, but he ain't gonna talk shit about this crowd because it's a special crowd.
Because Memphis is where he's from. Not he calls it home. He does like Memphis is home or some shit like that.
Yeah. And then like crowd claps with him during the slideshow when he starts doing the song. For the most part, until he's and literally from coming out until he starts singing, it's really babyface. Like he's like, I love you too. You heard fans say they love him and shit. It was actually pretty babyface. Then he gets into the song, and I'll let you take over from here if you want.
So like, when oh fuck, there's a lot of shit in here. What I noticed from like just this whole promo is that like the Rocky chants are fucking crazy, and it's weird how like it's just every other city. It's like it's either a boo for the Rock or it's cheering for the Rock. It's like y'all need to make up your fucking minds. You either love the motherfucker or you hate the motherfucker. Or you love them. I don't fucking know. It's fucking nuts. Second, the nostalgia hit me. Last week we talked about the nostalgia and how it was ruined shit. This one got me with the fucking Hollywood The Rock thing. I fell victim to it. It got me. Inside the promo.
Wait, real quick. Speaking of nostalgia, real quick, I had a DiGiorno this week watching SmackDown because I wanted to restore the feeling because I knew there was going to be a Rock concert. So I was like, let me go back to my roots because when I was a kid, every Thursday for SmackDown, I had my parents give me a DiGiorno. Me and my brother were watching SmackDown. Do not talk to us. Don't nothing. Not until 10 p.m. when it's time for me to go to bed. My homework is already done. Leave me the fuck alone. We're watching wrestling. I'm eating pizza. So I had to restore the feeling. But anyway, you brought up nostalgia. That's
a good feeling, bro. Yeah. Pizza and wrestling is a great fucking combination.
It really is.
Be a great bar too. With inside the promo, like I just have like quick notes on it. Like there was the Cody shots, of course. There's the Seth shots because you just expected that. What really got me in the promo is that like the man switched off of like Cody and Seth to talk about this man's mom. It was like there's Cody mom shots in here, and for what? What did this woman do? And it's just piggybacking off of Monday when Cody's saying like his mom is very important to him and whatnot. Mm-hmm. There was also, side note, a Josh shot, which was very cheap. You got to shoot at Ja Morant, no pun intended. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's usually the shooter, huh?
But there was definitely a Josh shot, and Ja responded on Twitter like, "What the fuck did I do with the 50 Cent meme?" And that shit was fucking comedy. But there was he had said something to the sense of like your dad. It was a bad night of drugs and cheap condoms or some shit or a bad combination of drugs and cheap condoms.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this jumps into like the whole promo thing where people were talking about like, yo, his promos are not PG, bro. Like, what the fuck I can't go out there and say this shit. What the fuck is going on here?
Honestly, it's not even that it's not PG. It's just the fact that majority of it has been, except for the people that have been going up for it. We can insert names like an O'Shea Jackson or some of our mutuals and just people on the internet in general. It's a nostalgia thing, but it's a lot of it's been pretty corny.
It's cheap heat.
It's. I mean, some of it's. Yes, I mean, well, yeah, cheap heat will always be a thing, but like Glendale, the Arizona one, that was fine. It was fine. The Meth Head Karen stuff, it was fine.
That was funny.
But last week it was complete ass.
Yeah,
both the show promo and the video promo. It's at least to me, it was ass. tonight's, I'll give you my opinion when you're done, but I feel like majority of the problem for me is that it's 2024 and he's bringing us 90s stuff. And again, I'm fine with nostalgia to a degree, but you kind of have to adapt with your times. Like, for example, people were saying LA Knight talks like Stone Cold and The Rock. Well, LA Knight cut a promo on the show too that was probably almost the best promo of the entire fucking show, and he only had 3 minutes to do it. So if a new current star, I mean, new to a degree because he's in his 40s, but if a current star has the same quote unquote cadence and the same quote unquote talking style as this person that we all love, why is the person that we all love dropping shit that doesn't hit compared to
he's
someone
been out of the game for so long? And that's the thing. I think like the past 3 weeks, like we've progressively seen him get a little bit better with the promos. I think it's just taking him a little bit longer to like adapt to the shit. So he's using the cheap heat, he's using the cheap like moments, but I think like we're starting to see him get back in his bag a little bit. So it's just coming back to him. You gotta think he ain't done this like to be on the spotlight like this in a long time. Because anytime like any of the other times he came back, it was like, you know, the one-offs or like just he's never been this invested in it. You know,
and he hasn't
that's the word I'm using.
Yeah, and he hasn't been a heel since Hollywood Rock.
Yeah.
So I can see that. I will give lenience to that for sure. But it's not even just the jabs; it's the rambling though. Also, because like last week,
he
was rambling to where it's like
he's just talking just to talk. Like there was nowhere. It wasn't going anywhere. You're just saying shit just because you got the time to say shit. Yeah. And that shit would piss me off too. That this motherfucker's rambling out here. And my match is getting cut because this motherfucker's rambling. I'd be so fucking tight.
Yeah.
Inside this promo though, like you said earlier, like he got like a couple chants like, "Oh, we love you," and he's like, "I love you too." And he says something like to the effect of like, "Sounds like someone The Rock can love," you know, drunk and horny. And I was like. What, bro? It was funny as fuck. Like when I heard it, I popped. I was like, yo, this shit is fucking crazy, yo. Yeah, he ends up mocking Cody for crying about his mom, and he does like the crybaby rock shit, which is fucking hilarious. He says that, you know, during the Bloodline tag team match, he's gonna pull out this belt, and he pulled out like this thick ass fucking wrestling weight belt with the fucking bull on it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna, you know, gonna smack you with the belt," and it's just like, I don't need this, bro. At this point, I started to lose a little bit of interest, but like he goes on to say he's gonna use the belt and whisper in like his mom's ear or some shit like that. Like it's
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Okay, so look, my thoughts are the song was fine. Okay, like before I watched the show, I was ready to hate this entire fucking segment based off of what I've been experiencing the last couple weeks. And I'm like, oh, this shit is probably going to be ass. I can't wait to hear this corny bullshit. The song actually, I was sports entertained. The song was fine to me. The Seth jabs, they're still corny as shit to me. For about 5 years now, people have been talking about how he's not as popular as his wife or whatever, or she's the real man, or you wear her clothes.
Yeah, like that's
again, same 3 insults. Y'all niggas got to come up with something different, bro.
Like, didn't Roman say that same shit too?
Yeah, he called him a crossdresser, and then at the Las Vegas things, oh, you wearing your wife's clothes?
You're wearing your wife's clothes. It's like, you know, nobody has any good digs on Seth, which is fucking crazy.
It's wild because it's been the same fucking like 3 to 4 digs the last 5 years. Ever since him and Becky became a thing, it's like, oh, you're not the man, she's the man. Okay, ooh, you got me. Oh, you wear her clothes. Hey, well, yeah, I got that shit on, but okay. You know, it's like there's like you gotta like there's no like what like anyway. There's no real thing to say to him to get heat. Like if like talk about the nigga's daughter or something. Like granted, like that's also cheap heat, but at least it's something. At least it's new. Like at least no like you know like I don't know. Anyway,
Seth ain't had a good like one-on-one promo with somebody since they did that Riddle shit.
You want to talk?
I'm being honest.
You want to talk about my family? Let's talk about your family. Oh wait, your family. You don't got one. Anytime that's on my timeline, I instantly RT it and favorite again. But so I would say that this is The Rock's better promo. It's my favorite promo since he's been back.
The concert helped it out a lot.
Honestly, it was after the concert. I could have done without the concert. It was after the concert because he felt serious. And I was trying to explain this to DT. He's like, well, he's been serious. It was like, this was a different kind of serious compared to the Glendale promo, or compared to even the fucking bullshit PowerPoint. Like, this felt serious, and it felt serious enough to the point where, like I said earlier, like, I don't even want Roman Cody anymore. I want Rock and Cody at this point, because that's how, like, besides the fact that he's talking about his mom and his dog and shit, like, this one, it just, I don't know, there was something about the I don't know if it was the way he was looking at the camera, I don't know what it was, but there was, like, I don't know, he felt more serious, and I'm like, this is the Rock I want. And also, it wasn't even just that, it's just, there was no filler in this promo. It was still the promo.
That's true. It was on topic. It was on topic.
It was on top. The promo as a whole was still like 23 minutes, but it was on topic. He was not rambling to the point where he's losing the fucking plot, and then you have to have a cameraman be like, "Yo, time is ticking." Like, he did the funny part, and then he's like, "All right, let's get the brass tacks." And then he was saying some good shit. Like, it was actually good. It was pretty much everything he said in the video earlier that day. But again, it didn't come off rambly. It didn't come off like a dude in midlife crisis where he's just talking, like your old uncle at a barbecue who's just talking. It's like, dog, I really want to grab this drink and go back to my girl right now, but you keep talking to me about some bullshit. I don't want to like Unc, just shut the fuck up real quick. I'm like, or, you know, it's this one felt cohesive. It had a point. It had a beginning, a middle, and end. There was no filler. There was no extra fluff, and that's what I wanted from this, at least from his part in this whole thing. Now,
yeah,
now, if I'm going to go overall, if I'm going to go above that, I still think this is a weird build. It's still my least favorite build as far as what's going on this particular Mania. I think the Damage Control Bailey shit is fire. I think the Jimmy and Jay is fire. I think Becky Rhea is fire. This one is rocky, and no pun intended. And I feel like I'll be more invested when we get the Roman and Cody, because honestly, that's what this thing is really all about.
But
it feels like fucking fifth place now, and it doesn't feel as important.
I'm gonna be the heel this time.
Okay.
It's like, I don't give a fuck about this shit. Like, I'm just so disinterested in, like, this story. Like, because like you said, it's supposed to be, I'm ready for Cody Roman. That's what I'm supposed to be getting pumped for. Like, the promo that they're doing is so one-sided to just the tag team aspect, or like the day one bloodline whatever tag team, that night two, it doesn't have any, like, weight to me, unless they're planning to do something fucking spectacular night one to get me fucking hyped about it. I have no stock in this, like, promo, bro. Like, this whole thing is just weird to me. It's just odd. It's odd that, like, you know, they don't really meet face to face. Your champions are not meeting, or your challenger champion hasn't met face to face yet, not solo. It's just weird, bro. Like, Rock is doing great shit. I'm not knocking that. I'm just knocking the aspect, like, why do this at Mania?
He's
like,
doing
this should have been done.
Okay shit.
Yeah, he's carrying the show. He's getting people to watch. He's getting people to retweet and shit like that. You're doing the job that you're supposed to. But as far as, like, when it comes to, like, wrestling and, like, the Mania moment and Mania season, I'm not too excited for the main event of both shows. And I think it's, like, it's trash. Like you said, the Bailey, you know, Damage Control shit is a little bit better than this. Fucking Becky and Rhea is fucking better than this. Jimmy, brother versus brother, is fucking better than this. Why does this tag team get to be the main event of night one? Like, what? Because it's The Rock and Seth and Cody and Rome. Like,
because it's The Rock.
That's dog shit, bro.
Anytime you have a question or a critique, the only answer all these fans can give us is, it's because of The Rock. It's The Rock. So it's like
weird.
you can't be like, as an audience member, as a fan of this great sport, you can't have any critiques or anything. It's just like when you have a critique of AEW, then people like shit on you. It's like, oh, you're not a real wrestling fan. It's like, okay, I have a critique on this rock shit, and it's I'm a hater or blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm 33 now, and I don't live in the 90s anymore, and this is not hitting. It's not.
It's not to knock away. Like I said, like the promos are good. They're funny. They're okay. They're doing their job. The add on of like the Moana "You're Welcome" in this promo this week was fucking funny.
That was cool.
That was like, oh, that was cool. But like, I just, this feels more like and no knock to anything or anybody, but it feels more like a UFC spectacle. Like, we're gonna talk about the fight more than we're gonna, like, you know, interact with each other. It's kind of like how boxers do it or whatever. Like, they'll sit there and throw shots 3 months, 2 months, 1 month before like they fucking fight, and then we get the fight. But the thing about boxing and UFC fighters is that we know what the fuck these motherfuckers are about based off of like previous fucking shit. Like, it doesn't work that way with the world of professional wrestling. It's not the same. Like, the media doesn't translate the same.
No, yeah, it doesn't. It's just a weird build, man, and I don't want to dislike. I don't want to come off as disliking everything. And when The Rock was first introduced, my whole thing was, are we going to see him consistently? Like, how are they going to build a story? We're seeing him consistently, and I'm not liking the shit I'm seeing. And it's like you can't even say that without being attacked, because like you're just soft. You wouldn't have lasted in the Attitude Era. And it's like, dude, I grew up in the fucking Attitude Era. Some of this shit doesn't hit. It's just, I'm sorry. You gotta adapt with the fucking time,
bro. Like, and we talk about it all the time. We keep mentioning it. It's just like, well, I keep mentioning it. It's like, bro, day one, January 1st, it changed everything. You got The Rock, but we did not wait until the story for Mania was determined. And I guess, like, because like you couldn't have predicted the Punk injury, so that threw away like Seth's story for sure. When you had to pivot to like Drew and shit like that. But like, we wanted Rock versus Roman prior to Cody winning the Rumble. And if that was the case, you know, we shouldn't have had Cody win the Rumble, but at the same time, Punk got injured in the Rumble. So a lot of shit changed on the night of Rumble. And that's why everything feels just so out of place. And they're doing the best that they can, but I think that like this whole bloodline running both nights of Mania just does not sit well with me.
Yeah. I understand why they're doing it, and you know, again, if you ask the question why, the only answer you're gonna get is it's The Rock. But if I may raise my orthodox feminist flag, like one of the winner of the Royal Rumble should have a main event.
It's supposed to have the main event, yes.
And it's the second year that it's not doing it based off of storyline implications. Now, last year's storyline implications, to me, were better and more understandable to why you would, push the women's main event to the side. This one is not justified to me, and I'm sorry, you're just saying it's The Rock is not good enough to me. I'm glad that Seth is finally
like,
getting.
Deserves her moment, bro.
Yeah,
she deserves to have the main event. That's
absolutely
what you get for winning the Rumble.
Absolutely, Bayley deserves a fucking lot. She's barely on the posters and shit, and she's one of the best women wrestlers on this fucking planet. And I will die on that fucking hill.
Yes, bro.
And this is coming from someone who didn't
not getting respected. That's what I mean. Like, I don't like. Once again, I'll be the heel. I don't like the storyline with the Damage Control. I understand, like, that's what it is. That's the group you came from. I get that. But, like, there has to be a showing of champion versus challenger. You need to have a main event match because you won the fucking Rumble. You deserve to win the fucking Rumble for all the work that you put in. You deserve to be pushed a certain way because of that. Yes, bro. Like, give Bayley everything she deserves. Like, The Rock coming back is overshadowing a lot of, like, you know, the trophies that come with, you know, winning the Rumble. Like, she needs to have this moment. You only get this shit once, unless you're Cody and you get it twice. But it's different for like the women's division. This is all brand new for them. You got to push them the correct way.
Yeah, and yeah, they like And again, like all these shows were already sold out. Like every house before The Rock was even in the picture in the last 5 months, all the house shows were sold out. Like it's I don't want to hear money. I don't want to hear it's bringing eyes because if anything, The Rock is bringing just casual eyes. If you were already invested in this product, if you were already invested in this product the last 2 years or longer, you're already watching this product. You're not gonna like, oh, I'm gonna catch Mania now just because The Rock is there. If you already been watching Raw and SmackDown consistently the last couple of years, or like you're already invested. So if anything, he's only bringing casual eyes to this, like people who's like, oh, I just watched Fast and Furious 8. Let me go check out The Rock. Like those are the eyes that he's bringing. He's not bringing the eyes like you and I, who literally talk about this 3 hours a week now and watch practically every fucking show that exists. We're already tapped in. So he's only bringing casual eyes. So I don't want to hear, oh, he's adding extra business. WrestleMania 40 sold out after WrestleMania 39, like damn near immediately soon it was announced. They announced WrestleMania 40 a little bit after Wembley, and it instantly sold out, instantly, pretty much. Fucking Elimination Chamber sold out, and they had to add more seats. And Rock and Roman weren't on that card. So I don't want to hear about, oh, it's bringing blah, blah, blah. No, but the shit was already here. This business is hot. It's hot as fuck. Him being here, it helps. I'm not going to say it doesn't help. That would be a lie. But let's not act like it's the end all be all and like he's just like this instant ratings draw or anything. Because if you look at the numbers, and I don't want to be a ratings guy, but every SmackDown The Rock has been on, they're getting the same amount of ratings. They're getting the 2 point something mil that is that's on the same equivalent as to when Roman shows up. Anytime Roman shows up to a SmackDown, they're getting like 2 point something mil. It's the same. They're drawing the same numbers with The Rock and Roman. So it's not like Rock is not adding anything new. Technically, he's not adding extra new fans.
This is also like why I feel like it of course the bloodline storyline also like affects the Raw Championship line because where Seth is at, and I feel like because like Seth is also focusing on the bloodline, it muddies up that picture too. Like this should be very cut and dry. World Heavyweight is over here, WWE Championship is over here. We have our storylines, we have our beefs going on, but because Seth is a part of this, like it just muddies shit up, bro. Like it's like nobody's truly getting like their own like moment of being, you know, one-on-one with their champions. It just feels odd to me.
Yeah. All right.
From there,
we get some Latino gang warfare, baby. LWO versus Legado. It was a qualifier, right? For the
yeah, it was.
All right, yeah. So it was a qualifier. Yeah, LWO versus Legado. This was some really good lucha shit.
My note for this is that I think out of what I've seen so far for like LWO and like Legado, Joaquin is probably the breakout star. I think the dude he's solid.
Oh yeah, I have notes on Joaquin. Yeah, Joaquin Wild had a great. Yeah, he had a fire ass hot tag.
And he's gonna be the one.
Yeah, and Cruz is good too. They're both good. Like all four of these guys are good, and I'm glad they got time. I'm glad they got the showcase shit. Like they were doing. Like there were so many good spots. It was a really good ass fucking tag match, and
even the finish was nice. Like the pop up kick to the gut, like that was fucking dope.
And that was a really basic ass finish. I did not think that was gonna be the finish. And when they got the pin, I was like, oh, just a pop up kick to the ribs? That's fucking wild. Okay, I'll be here for it. To me, that's something Gunther would do. Like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna pop up, slap you in the chest, and then that's a pin. Yeah, I was here for that. Yeah, pop up, just kick you as hard as I can in your fucking ribs. That's good. I liked it. Legado wins.
Legado gets the win for the qualifier they go into the semis for the qualifier because it's like they're not in Mania just yet. But
there's a semi. Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, like it's like round one.
Okay,
I think they faced the winner of the other tag team.
New Catch versus
the same night. Yeah.
Word. Okay. Word. All right. I missed out. So afterwards, we get a LA Knight promo. He comes to the ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barrett. Why did I say Barrett goes up for LA? Barrett. Who the fuck is Barrett? Huh.
Wade Barrett?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wade Barrett. Okay. There we go. I was like, who the fuck?
Barrett. Who the fuck is Barrett?
He was going up for LA. I was fucking with it. And so LA's with Kayla Braxton, I believe it was Kayla. And she asked him about AJ, and he's like, let me cook here for a minute. And then he does exactly that. He cooks. He's amazing on the mic. He only had 3 minutes or so, and he got all the points across. He hit all the notes. It was. Look, we could talk about his ring stuff until the crows or chickens come out. I don't know what the fuck his saying is. We could talk about the ring stuff all day, but this his mic work is uncanny. I don't like.
He does have like solid promo game for sure.
It was fire. It was fire, and what's good about him, because like there was the other week, I don't remember if it was I don't know if it was no, not last week, but it was the week before last. He only had like fucking maybe a minute and 30 seconds of camera time throughout the whole show, and that's when he had that like back and forth with Aldis where he was like, oh, no one can stop me from finding AJ. Like, he makes the most of all the camera time. He takes every single fucking millisecond of camera time that he gets in open mic time, and he runs with it, and it's fire. So yeah,
because this is the same promo where like because AJ ends up attacking him with the chair, and that's when he accepts his challenge at Mania, right? Is that
LA Knight. He's like, yo, I need to cook here for a minute. He challenges AJ. He says, oh, yeah, you want to humble me? Well, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, AJ comes out.
Called that man Napoleon Styles.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. That shit was hilarious. AJ sneaks up on him, attacks him with a chair, accepts the match. We're going to get an LA versus AJ 1v1 at Mania, which is cool.
This finishes the story. Like, we've talked about this story for a while now. I'm glad that we're following up with this.
Yeah,
solid job.
And it's a feud. It doesn't involve a title. People are getting like fucking last year at Mania, LA Knight was in catering, expecting to possibly be released or some shit. This year he has a fucking solo match. That's good.
That's big.
That's dope. That's what happens when you be patient. You keep cooking. Any opportunity you get, you run with it. And you fucking So that was good shit. Next we get Logan. We get a backstage. Logan talks to Aldis. He's like, "Yo, what's the plan?"
The KSI incident.
Yeah, what's the plan? And Aldis is like, "What?" And he's like, punishment on Randy. Like, is there going to be a fine? What's the plan? And
I want an apology.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, if you want an apology, you can ask Randy yourself. And fucking Logan's like, yeah, you're not good at your job. Just talking shit. Logan's really great on the mic. Can't talk about it more than that.
This is regular, like, Logan heel complaining shit, but it's a follow-up, or not follow-up, but it sets up something later on the night. So there's a purpose for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was just, and it's good comedic timing. Like he even if those were lines he memorized, or if that was improv, either way, it was good. It was performed well. The dude is a natural. Anyway, we get another backstage thing. I don't remember if it was Kayla or not, but someone they try to talk to Paul in Solo, which scares the shit out of Paul Heyman for like he gets spooked for a second.
That was good.
And then
I like that touch.
They were like, she asks us some question, and that's when Jimmy comes out with his.
We're gonna get any word on his response to Jay.
Yeah, and fire ass promo. We already pretty much, we pretty much talked about it, and it was only maybe like 40 seconds of heat. But it was heat, and it was
before you was the right hand, before you was main event, before you was the longest reigning. Like, he was going off, and I love it.
And I would like to know,
last year was me and you. This year is me versus you. Like, come on, bro, killing it, bro.
I would like to note though, they are, because he's emphasizing how he's the bigger brother, And maybe that was their dynamic growing up, but legitimately, he's only 15 seconds older than him. I just want that to be noted. But again, maybe that was their dynamic, because some people are passive. So it's like, hey, maybe he's the more charismatic. Chas. I'm not even gonna say the word anymore. I'm fucking it up.
Charismatic.
Yeah,
I got you.
There we.
I
Hey,
got you.
hey, it's been a long day. Maybe that's why he took the big brother role or something. But yeah, good shit, man. Both of those promos combined were maybe 2 minutes, and I'm
just solid.
And it got me more excited than the other shit we've been harping on, and that's
no cussing, no use of cheap heat, just going at each other. Like that's what makes it so dope, is because it's authentic. It's like, yo, we're gonna do this. We got this opportunity to do this, so we're gonna make sure we're going at each other. Like I expect a great fucking match,
man. Yeah, man. Fuck, dude. Yeah, to get that level of conviction and that to get an audience or fans that hyped, and again, they probably only had 40 seconds apiece to say what they said, and that's good. Good shit. I love wrestling, really do. When it so yeah, Logan comes out before the bell rings. Oh yeah, okay. So we get Randy versus
the Grayson Waller versus Randy.
Yeah, so yeah, we get Randy versus. I thought it was Austin Theory.
Nah, Theory was manager for Waller.
Oh, okay, yeah, I had that.
And then I'm gonna say it, bro. I have no connection to Waller, like none at all. The boy does nothing for me, and nothing against him personally, just how they're being used right now. It's just stepping stones to get to Logan.
I love Waller. I feel like DT says this. I mean, my wife definitely says the same thing. She's like, she literally is like, I want to like him, I just can't. And I'm like, what's not to like?
Yeah, I don't.
He's Australian and he's an asshole. That's it. And he wears basketball shorts.
If you going, that's funny. He do be wearing them shorts. It's fucking crazy. It's that if you're gonna be the Australian asshole, it's you got to do it better than the ones that've done it before you. And it's a hard comparison, but it's the most asshole person I know in wrestling was Miz. And it's if you're gonna fall in that same vein, let's see it. It's just hard to top Miz, because Miz is fucking Miz. But you're playing the same role. That's exactly what I see, and I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel.
Word. I mean, yeah, he's still new to the main roster, for the most part. I see the potential, and I see the potential. I'm here. I think it's gonna work out. But yeah, so Randy wins the match. It was a pretty quick match.
Competitive squash.
Yeah, competitive squash. Austin tries to attack Randy. That's when KO comes out. And we get a stunner KO combo.
Yeah, because he fucking sells it like crazy. He sells a stunner and then fucking jumps into the RKO.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, before that, okay. Yeah. So so Theory was holding Randy. Austin. Theory. Okay. Jesus Christ, I'm mixing them up now. Theory was holding Randy. Waller is going to attack him. KO comes out. He helps with the save. He touches Randy's back. Randy almost hits KO with the RKO, and then he catches himself. He's like, "Oh, I mean, well, KO also reversed it, but it was a stalemate. It was they both. Randy stopped in his tracks, and also KO was pushing him off. So it was oh, and they caught each other, and then that's when Theory try to sneak up behind, runs into a stunner, jumps up, hits the RKO. Great sell, good shit. Logan is like, well, I'm still champion, blah, blah, blah. And then all this comes out. And it's like, I can't do my job. Well, you're right. I did find you an opponent. And your opponent is going to be Randy. It's going to be KO. And you see, Randy looks sad for a hot second versus Randy Orton versus you. Triple threat at WrestleMania.
I'm okay with this. Once again, we're finishing the story here. You had unfinished business with KO in fucking Logan, and then Logan attacking Orton at Elimination Chamber. This makes sense.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up. I'm with it.
And I feel like Randy and KO are probably going to cancel each other out, similar to like how Joe and Adam Page did for the most part. Like kind of like, and also Theory and Waller probably might help out too. I mean, there are no DQs and triple
So
threats.
you think Logan retains?
I
think it doesn't do anything for Randy or KO to win. I mean, they can,
especially,
of course, you be U.S. champion.
Especially if they're setting up for them to be a tag, sort of, which it kind of looks like they are setting them up for to be a tag. Yeah, I think Logan retains. I wouldn't.
Logan retaining over KO and Randy puts him over. That's
yeah, and then like
it
gives him a better chance to keep the belt until SummerSlam, which is in Cleveland, as we previously talked about. So I mean, yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
And I'm still betting that Knight is going to be the one to dethrone him. So I'm holding off hope for that. So yeah, I think Logan will retain.
What better way to lose than once again hometown vibes? Like if LA Knight dethrones Logan in Cleveland, the cards are gonna be stacked against LA Knight. Or how I would book it is that he's hometown, he has his friends, he's gonna have he's gonna know the situation a little bit better. It might work out very well if he goes against the LA Knight in fucking Cleveland. I'm cool with that.
After we get a quick Damage Control promo, Dakota Kai further explains why they kicked out Bayley. So just more story composition of explaining man, we kicked you out because you were jealous of the EO, and then once Asuka and Kari came along, you didn't trust them. We just had to get rid of you, essentially, or some shit like that. Some good shit.
And the quotables is like, anybody who feels sorry for her has lost their damn mind because it's all her fault. And it's like, this is also true.
Yeah.
This is also goes back to what Bianca had said the week before. Like, this isn't her. Yeah. She did this to herself.
Girl, you weren't even here.
This is like the message to everyone in the locker room is that Damage Controls run the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just more gang warfare. Bro, I love all these gangs, bro. I'm here for it. Urban youth.
Fuck.
We get another competitive squash. We get Santos versus Dragon Lee. More Latin.
Dragon Lee.
Yeah, more Latin on Latin crime. Santos wins. They attack him, and then Ray comes out. Or do you have any particular spots you want to talk about? Or
no, the match was too quick for me to make notes.
Yeah,
by the time I was looking for a note, it was over.
Yeah, at this point I was eating and I look down and look up, and I don't know what's going on.
It was gone. It was the fuck.
Yeah, they start attacking him, and then Ray comes out, asking him why he running, calling him pussy. You running like a little bitch,
why
Santos.
Are you running?
You running like a little bitch, Santos. Escobar. And I don't know if we're gonna get a 3 versus 3 or if we're gonna get a Santos.
No, it's a 1-on-1 match next week.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what Ray had called out, was the 1-on-1 with Santos next week. He's gonna slap that smirk off his face.
Weird. I have I don't think they're gonna leave them off of Mania, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 3v3 at some point. With Legato versus LWO or something, just so that everyone's on the card. But we'll see. So yeah, that's cool. Then we get another.
I would love Selena to get in there. So if they can do it, some way to figure out
a mixed match 4v4,
just something like that. Even if they do something on the outside, I just want her to be a part of the match.
Yeah. The ladies being a part of the match would be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. We get another dope ass tag match. And just like how you wrote boo in one of your matches earlier, I wrote boo in this one because I didn't. I wanted Pretty Deadly to win.
Yes, boy.
Yes, boy. Fire ass tag match. Tag team wrestling's up as always. Yeah,
yep.
Solid match. New Catch Republic win and boo because yes, boy. Pretty Deadly should be in that fucking Mania match, in my opinion.
They should. And the thing about Pretty Deadly is that you got to respect them because they're working week in, week out, putting teams in putting teams over. So eventually, hopefully, they get their time to shine because, like, Pretty Deadly's also a very solid fucking tag team.
They're very solid. They're good on the mic. They're good in the ring. They're tall, fucking gorgeous, and they're great heels. There's really not much. There's really not much you could ask. Like I love it. Like I love it. I love Pretty Deadly. I mean, I want them to succeed. And then okay, so yeah, last match. Let's bring it home. We get Bayley versus Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai is actually active, and she looked good.
Nah,
she looked good. I'm glad she's healthy. I've always been a fan of Dakota Kai ever since Mae Young when I first saw her. And Bayley, again, she's one of those people. I can have a good match with Bayley right now, and I've never taken a back bump a day in my life. Bayley can make anyone look good.
There's like little details that I was like paying attention to this match with Bayley, and like there's spots where I think she did like a power bomb spot, and then like instead of like going for like the pin, she was just like straight hands because like I don't want to win this match. I need to beat the hell out of you.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of like just in-ring storytelling, if you will, about like how she's approaching this match or how she did approach this match.
Yeah. The ending's kind of in because it ends in a DQ finish. It was one of those moments where I looked down for a hot second eating
and then damage controls in the ring.
Yeah, damage controls in the ring. I do not know how Asuka is limping. I completely missed that. But Asuka's limp looked serious, but I hope it's just a work. I haven't seen anything since yesterday as far as like.
No, I think it was just a work.
Word. Cool. Yeah, because I will make an altar for Kana-chan. I love you, Kana-chan. Yeah, we get a DQ finish. They jump her. Naomi comes out for the save. If you guys watched last week, you'd see that. The save was useless though because the number game is the number game. She got worked. They left her outside, and then Io pretty much tries to kill Bayley because that fucking moonsault looked rough. I think it was Kyrie and Dakota. They were holding Bayley, by
stretching Bayley out.
Yeah, stretching Bayley out. One holding the arms, one holding the legs. And then she had a moonsault, and it looked like she landed dead ass on her head. I'm like, man, like that looked like it fucking hurt. That's it looked like one of those spots where it's like, yeah, we got to talk in the back. You're gonna buy me a big dinner tonight because nigga, you could have broke my nose. It looked like it's like when they do fight, there will be a receipt in that match because that fucking moonsault looked rough.
But it did look a little short. Like I don't like when I watched it. Like, I don't know because I'm not flipping off the fucking ropes.
Yeah,
but it looked a little short to me.
It looked like she landed on her head more than the stomach. I think the ladies were holding her too far.
Yeah.
Because Io's like
underestimated.
Yeah, Io's like as far as like how far she does her moonsaults, it's never usually that far. Like she doesn't have a lot of.
It's just high.
Yeah, it's just high, and hers look like they hurt. But yeah, so I think they were. I think the spot was off. I think they were just holding Bayley too far back or something. But it looked like she landed on her head. But either way, no news came out about injuries or anything. Granted, knowing them, they probably try to keep it secret if there was something. But if it was,
it would have to be mad serious.
Yeah, it would have to be mad serious for there to be some leaks or anything. So I'm sure she was fine.
The part about this actual spot was that like while they're beating the hell out of Bayley and Naomi, the crowd was chanting for EST. They wanted Bianca to come out and do the save, and I was like, "This is interesting." Like, loud EST chants, and I'm like, "Well, that does make sense," but I don't see Bianca coming out to help.
No,
no,
it's not gonna be right away. It's going to be they're gonna slow do it. Similar to like when fucking Becky had to trust Charlotte during War Games, or when Seth had to trust Cody during War Games, or when Jay became a good guy, and then like Seth and all of them are like, can we even trust Jay? Because it's like in this era, like there's continuity, and baby faces aren't just going to immediately forgive niggas who came back to the good side. Like nah, like Naomi said, girl, she was making my life live in hell for 2 years. You didn't even go here at the time.
Right.
So
It,
yeah, so it's like that's
this,
what I think because I didn't even know about the 1v1 with Naomi. So yeah, I feel like Naomi's probably going to get jumped, and then Bianca's going to save Naomi, thus getting her involved. But she's still going to be reluctant because it's fuck Bailey because she's been making my life a little bit hell the last 3 years.
I think you hit that one on the head. I think that's exactly what happens. That makes the most sense.
And similar to with Cody, like Bailey needs some ally. Like one of the reasons why we can't get the Bailey versus the EO like 1v1 as much as far as like promos is one the language barrier, but also it's 1v4. And if Dakota's the mouthpiece of the group, which she clearly is because all the other ones are hard of English, then it's kind of hard to get that sit down 1v1 challenger versus champion shit. So similar to Cody, you got to even the odds. So yeah, I think Bailey's going to form her own Avengers. Sort
give
of.
me EO. Give EO the same treatment you gave Shinsuke. I don't care. Give me bar for bar in Japanese. I don't give a fuck.
And they do that. But yeah, no,
they did it. They did it. Was it last week or this week? It was one of the two. I think it was last week. They did the promo where they're all speaking in Japanese and like the camera's moving and shit like that. So like, yeah, I get it. Do more of that.
Yeah, please.
Like, I just want her to be looked at like a strong fucking champion. Not saying she isn't strong because she is. Just give the works, motherfucker. Let me see the shit.
Real quick though. All right, so since we know Mercedes isn't coming because she's on AEW, right? And it looks like Bianca is going to eventually help Naomi. They're still down one person. Now, if we're just talking about SmackDown roster, yeah, there's a Michin. There's a I don't know who else is on that roster right now because Shotzi and Charlotte are hurt, but there is a third black woman that is not on any brand right now that if they wanted to even the odds, she's not doing nothing for Mania. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
it would have to make sense.
Where does she
right now?
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. That's just me shoehorning it. But I would say they did slightly tease it like 4 weeks ago. Or no, it was when Dakota finally turned on Bailey when, they had that backstage where Jade was like back there.
Yeah, because Jade was looking at the belt and shit like that. Yeah.
I'm just saying if they wanted it, I would not be mad at a 3v3, 3 black women beating up 2 Japanese and a New Zealander. I wouldn't be mad at it.
At Mania or just like the Friday before Mania?
Or that too. Or Mania, just so you have Jade on the Mania card and you have Bianca and I don't think you're going to keep Bianca and Naomi off the Mania card. So whether it's pre-show or whether it's just
the whole like women's battle royal thing for Mania, I think Jade wins that. They did one last year. They'll probably do one again.
Yeah, they'll probably do one. I mean the card, like the official card for both nights, it's not that much though. Like they could still add a couple matches if they wanted to. I can't find the tweet right now, but so far we have all the official matches. We got Drew, Seth, LA, AJ. We got Becky, Rhea, Bailey, EO. That's 4. We got a 6-man ladder. We got Gunther versus Sami. I'm already lost count. Did I say Seth Drew yet? Should have wrote this down.
I'm not sure.
Me either. And then Cody, Roman. So if I did,
my bad. I was looking.
If I didn't fuck up, I only named 7 matches. Oh, and then the triple threat with the U.S.
Yeah. Did you get the tag team in there? Yeah.
Yeah, I did the tag team. So I want to say there's only 7 or 8 matches confirmed right now, and
you gotta, unless one of these matches is mad fucking long, which I expect, like the ladder match to be at least 25 minutes.
Oh, that's probably going to be like 40 minutes. They probably gonna get that elimination chamber time.
Yeah. I was just looking at the SmackDown roster. And I was like, bro, there's not a lot of women on this roster, and the ones who are on this roster are tied to like different shit. So if there was gonna be an extra woman to come and help, it would have to be Jade, because it's like Asuka's part of Damage Control, B-Fab's with Profits and Bobby, So you got Bianca, that's cool. Charlotte's injured. Electra's with Legato. Dakota's with damage control. Like, there's not a lot of women on here. That's you have Michin. If it's not Jade, it would have to be Michin to come out to help. Yeah, so I don't know, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Or in Stratton, but Stratton's not about to help damage control.
No.
Tiffy's doing her own shit.
Yeah, no, she's a heel. Also, the brother versus brother. So yeah, I would say like 8 or 9 matches, and it's a 2-night thing.
How many matches was on the last Mania? Like, did we get a stacked card? Let's Google. Let's see, WrestleMania. Was it 39 last year?
Yes.
So night 1, let's see here. Night 1 had 8 matches, and then night 2 had 7. Okay. So we're looking at a total of 15 matches from last year,
possibly
total.
All right. So wait. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. All right. So it looks like so far we're at 10. So we got Roman versus Cody, Io versus Bayley, Rhea versus Becky, Seth versus Drew, Rock Roman versus Seth Cody, 6-pack ladder match, Gunther Sammy, Jimmy J, AJ Knight, and Logan Owens and Orton.
Yeah, so just doubling back on what you said. So Bloodline tag, Seth, Drew, Roman, Cody's 3, Io, Bayley's 4, Rhea, Becky's 5, Gunther, Sammy's 6, Judgment tag 7, LA Knight, AJ's 8, Jimmy J's 9, and Logan Paul, Randy KO's 10. So right now they have 10 matches.
Yeah, so right now, it's
confirmed.
Yeah, so 5. So right now it's perfect. 5 matches on one show, 5 on the other. I don't think it's going to stay that way. Like I feel like we're going to get a Legato versus LWO.
Oh fuck. We didn't talk. I guess we can talk about it. Before we get out of here, real quick, they put somebody back on the roster page.
Who?
It was publicly shown this week that back on the person who disappeared from the roster page, aka Brock, was put back on the roster page this week. And so people are speculating, or internet speculating, maybe like, he's got cleared of whatever, allegations that were there. So maybe you get a Brock appearance. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, possibly. No, like we said, he was technically never named in the suit or anything like that. Obviously, it was heavily implied, but since he was never
very heavily
implied. But since he was never named, therefore, is one of those innocent until proven guilties. I don't think
kind of thing.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing where I don't know if they'll be so crass to add him this year, but based off of just that, I think he's going to show back up. I think for sure. Until he gets publicly named, I would say he's always on the card to at least make an appearance at some point. I think this WrestleMania will probably be too soon, but like a SummerSlam, maybe we finally
we'll see.
Maybe we finally get Gunther versus Lesnar or something.
Which is fuck, man.
Oh, okay. That reminded me. All right, real quick. The other news note that I wanted to add is that WWE is they're encouraging people to bring signs. They're encouraging fans to bring signs now because they want to start showcasing some more on TV, thus restoring the feeling, trying to bring back the Attitude Era-ish to where everyone has signs and shit, which I thought was a cool thing. I think that is a cool thing. My wife made signs a couple times, like when the Patriots beat Atlanta for that ring. We had a sign about that because the night after Chris Jericho put Tom Brady on the list, that was one of the best nights of my life. Anyway, that was the other news thing I had that I literally just remembered based off what you just said. So that's a cool thing. Yeah, please make signs. It's encouraged now. That's a cool thing. So
Yeah, signs is dope
yeah.
because like they get creative as fuck. I like them.
Yeah.
With that being said, that was episode 8, y'all. Congrats to making it this far. If you made it this far, you definitely love wrestling. And at that point, you know, you rock with us because 8 episodes in, and we still talking about wrestling. You really love the shit. Shout out to the people who be checking it out. I get a lot of like feedback from people who be at like, you know, at their jobs. A couple people who work in like restaurants and be like, yo, I listen to while I'm doing like dishes. I'm on dish duty or whatever. Like, you know, I respect it, yo. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes, thank you. I love podcasts, and I know that some people have a hard time with long podcasts or whatever. I personally like long podcasts. I work 12-hour shifts, so just one episode of this is a good like quarter of my shift, and that means I'm almost done. And also, I get to hear about cool. Yeah, I get to hear cool shit. I get to hear about wrestling. So yeah. Also, for me, thoroughly appreciate anyone who shows us love and listens to this. It's a passion of mine. It's a passion of Jay's. Yeah, man, keep rocking with us, and enjoy the rock. Enjoy the ride. The Rock is going to take your candy ass.
And with that, if you smell what the wave is cooking,
man,
we are out of here. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.
Too sweet.